And now we can take the other ones out. Yeah, look at this. Lots of corpses. Lovely. And there's a fire in that pot. I don't like how much they're hitting me. I need to use Shroud of Distress. Alright guys, episode 8. We're back here at Shing Jea Monastery. We've just finished up those quests in Airy, and we're going to continue the plot in just a second. But since we finished the first mission, it like unlocks a load of extra stuff that you can do here at the monastery. There's one quest I wanted to do there. It's only a short one though, so we will be back on the plot pretty quickly. I also noticed this guy here called Hao Zhang. He says, have you ever heard of an Oni? According to legend, these elusive creatures appear out of nowhere, rip an adversary to shreds, and then disappear. These tales have always fascinated me, and I've spent years trying to determine whether they are the stuff of legends or if they really do exist. If you bring me one of their talons as proof of their existence, I'll give you one of these in return. And he can give us a bag, and in the last mission we ran out of inventory space, so if we ever do find one of these Oni talons, I want to come back to him and get a bag. And yeah, there's these Oni things. We've not met any yet. Obviously they're not the stuff of legend, otherwise there wouldn't be a collector for an Oni talon. But yeah. So yeah, one of the new quests that becomes available, you remember we spoke to this woman here called Yazo Ying, and she told us that she felt threatened by Yi Zhou Tan because he's like the best ritualist around there and getting private training from Togo. Now she has a quest for us. She says they say some are born with knowledge, while others must bury their heads in books and scrolls to gain it. Yi Zhou Tan is the former. Learning has always come easy to him. Perhaps that is why it is so disconcerting to him that he has fallen behind in his practical application course. Of course, you know Yi Zhou, he went right to the library and checked out more books than I could read in a year. I told him that burying his nose in books will not help him in this class. What he really needs is a real-life study buddy. Someone like Sister Choi Ju in Su-Moi village. I told him I would show him how to get to Su-Moi, but I just found out about a quiz in my next class, and I really need to study. Will you do me a huge favour and take him there? A mind is a terrible thing to waste. Of course I'll escort Yi Zhou to meet his tutor. Alright, okay, so this is going to take us to this place called Su-Moi village, which is an outpost we've not been to yet, and it will help us when we continue on the main plot very soon. So yeah, and when we're out there doing that, I want to take a very short little detour while we're out there. I think we've just got to go out to the Sunk Vale. Yes. Yeah. Alright, so there's Yi Zhou. Seems like everyone likes to wait for us up on this hill, out on the overlook where you can see all of Sunk Vale. Pretty cool. Okay, Yi Zhou. I sense a kindred spirit, and you allow me to introduce myself. I'm Yi Zhou. So, Yazo Ying told me that I'm falling behind in practical application, did she? Well, I'm ashamed to admit it, but what she said is correct. I've never failed a class before, and I have no intention of doing so now. So if what it takes is some extra tutoring, then so be it. Could you show me how to get to Su-Moi village and Sister Choi Ju? I would be in your debt. Please, lead the way. I should have brought henchmen. Why didn't I bring any henchmen? One sec. Okay, much better. Alright, we've got the normal people with us again. The same people I used for the mission. Sister Tai and Yan and the ritualist Asen as well. And yeah, I was going to go on a little detour here, but I just tried to find it and I couldn't figure out where it was. I was hoping to take us to this Yeti in the mountains, because I haven't really talked about the Yeti much yet. Basically, you fight him and you try and kill him. But if you talk to him just before, when he's really weak, he stops trying to fight you. And then if you talk to him before he dies, because your henchman will keep trying to kill him, if you talk to him, he says, "Oh, you shamed me, blah blah blah." And then he says, "Well, can you help me get my honor back?" And you go like fight some Crimson Skull or something. Oh no! I think you fight some Tengu. No, you fight some Crimson Skull. Anyway, I just figured there was probably not the best quest to do anyway. And since we're quite far in it already, I'll just leave it. So yeah, we'll super speed it till we get to the village. It's not very far. If you look at the map, it's just there. In fact, we're almost there now. I can't believe I've talked nearly the whole journey. So yeah, I'll just speed it up this last little bit. Yujo says, I can feel my brain getting heavier with the weight of knowledge already. We are almost there. And he's right, this is the village just behind this wall here. It's called Su-Moi village. Yujo's actually been really annoying on this book. He says, 1,000 thanks for bringing me to Su-Moi, Tom. I would stay and chat, but I think I'd best track down Sister Choi Ju and get to studying. So he's going to go in there now. I think we need to go speak to her to get our reward. So yeah, he was really annoying. He kept trying to kill all the mantids, and I would be running off, and then I'd turn around and realise he's not there, and I'd have to go back and wait for him. So this is Su-Moi. Like I said, this is quite a nice little outpost for the next bits in the main quest, which we're about to do as soon as we find this woman to get our reward. There's obviously lots of quests here to do as well, but we're not gonna waste our time with them. Okay, Sister Choi Ju. She says, Dwayna's blessings upon you, child. Dwayna is one of the gods. Are you a new student at the monastery? Yes, I thought so. I can always recognize the face of an eager young student, hungry for knowledge. If this is your first time on Shing Jea Island, you should really visit some of the local landmarks. Here in Sunqua Vale, you will find the Zennai Falls, whose waters supply most of Kantha. We could have gone there. There's a nice quest involving the Naga there. But we didn't do it. You can then take the Tomat Pass to Kinya Province, which is truly a lovely place. While you are there, be sure to visit the Tengu village of Eri. We already did that. And Ongshan Island, where the Kappa make their home. We'll see that in a minute. To the east, blah blah. She just talks about loads of places. Haiju Lagoon we'll eventually go to. Merchants there carry some wonderful goods. Anyway, you have escorted Yujo here. Very good to know. His instructor told me to expect.
Shut up, old me. You don't know what you're talking about. You think we're going back to Kantha? Well, we're not. Oh, God, I'm on the wrong account. Whoops. Well, we're not. Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Kantha's not going to happen. There was in yesterday's video, we had quite a funny outro where I put on my tinfoil hat and talked about the fact that we might be going to Kantha. And I wasn't being serious about it. A few people were like, no, seriously. We're get there. It's going to be a loner. It's going to be a loner we're going to, which I actually do think is far more plausible, because it does tie a lot more into these Crystal Desert-y kind of ideas. There's a lot of cool creatures. Like maybe when they were looking at each other, they were thinking of the Janundu, right? Ooh, the Janundu, or the oh, what were they called? Oh no, the like crag. It wasn't Cragstead. Cragtops were they called? And the Savannah. No. And then the other things that cast Savannah heat and all that good stuff. Those creatures. They could have been looking at those. That would have been cool. Hey, Darking, welcome. Yeah, welcome to back to the stream, Moon. Welcome back. Yes, so basically, right now our schedule is as thin as Monday to Friday. That's basically what we do. But then on top of that, there are the actual times of the day tend to be a little bit, let's just say, all over the place. For example, yesterday we started streaming at about midnight. But today we're gonna log on to Pole Dropper, and it's a mission day, guys. This may be the last mission stream you see. All right. Last week it took a while. We don't, even though we've got quite a big guild, not many people seem to want to do missions with us. We do it each Monday. I guess it's the time of the day makes it difficult for people to know. I'm not entirely sure, but I do want to do it this one last time because we've got 17 commendations at the moment. The goal is to get to 24. So we might not get all the way to 24 today, but if we don't, it's still okay, because what we can do is just, you know, do the odd one next week. But yeah, this will be NA and EU. The more of us that want to do this, the better, basically. I unfortunately can't make a squad on this account. Oh, are people still mailing this account? No, don't mail this account. Okay, alright, that's just like generic things. If you guys want your guild missions, because you haven't done them for a while, you can get in the guild. So just send me a message. The more, the merrier, basically. If you're here right now, you want to do it, you get an invite. Alright? Straight up. That's as easy as it is. Now, because yesterday's stream was actually after reset, we still don't have daily to get. We still don't have our login reward or any of that, so we're just mostly going to focus on the missions here. But that shouldn't be too bad. That should be a major problem. And in the meantime, while we set this stuff up, well, mind you, maybe we can just there you go. We've got a Trek straight away. Let's just go for it. Let's just hammer straight in. So Trek, this is more about the commendations for me right now, but also obviously the favor is very important. The guild only has 520 favor. Once again, we find ourselves capped. I believe that our Ethereum, no, our Ethereum's still climbing in, so that's okay. But we do at least have this to do. So let's do a Trek. The Talus Steps. If anybody... Yes, cool. We do have a squad, so you guys can join on this squad and you'll get in. Is Garen Viewpoint? That's a cool place. Have we been there on this character? No, somebody's already going. No! Ah! It's alright. We can go there and unfog our way there anyway. It's okay. But yeah, good evening, everyone. I hope you're all doing good. So, the whole render farm idea that I was rambling about last time, not gonna happen. Alright, no, I'm lying. It could happen. I got my keyboard and mouse for it today. I've set it up. It's in the other room at the moment. It's more something I want to set up for once I've moved out, because then I can, like, proper dedicate a room to it. Oh, it's gonna be great. I mean, from what I can see on my price range, I'm basically gonna have, like, a two-room place. And in one of those rooms, I'll have the PCs, and in the other room will be, like, my bedroom, I guess. But it'll work. It'll work. I kind of want to set up when I move out, but since that could be, like, a while, I don't know how long it's going to be. Hopefully still in this quarter of the year. I'm just going to see how it goes, like, as a proof of concept at this place. And so, right now, it's all set up, but I need an Ethernet cable to actually wire through to it, which is tomorrow's job. I don't have an Ethernet cable at the moment. I've got one coming through Amazon Prime for the high price of £4. Oh yes, high quality stuff there. It's 20-meter cable as well, which isn't bad. And I'm gonna get it through the hole we drilled in the floor. Put it into there. Once I've got the Ethernet cable in, there's a lot of cool things I can do. I'm really looking forward to it. Also, Matt came through to me. He says he can't render a potato in After Effects, unfortunately. So the dream of having Matt make an intro, I would have even paid him for an intro, to be honest. That's what I said to him at first. I was like, dude, I will pay you if you do a cool intro. That dream may be dead. So now I've kind of got... I could go back on my word that I talked about yesterday, and I could learn After Effects. I could go try and do that. Probably not smart, though. Or I think there's a website like 2 years ago. I haven't been on it like at all since that time. But there is a website that's a bit like Craigslist, is a bit like Gumtree for the UK is a bit like our version of Craigslist that people mostly use. But there's a website where you can hire people to do professional work like that. So either I could learn it myself, or I could go to that place and be like, hey, can I give someone, you know, like 50 quid or something to make me an intro or a couple of different intros that I can use in different videos, maybe mix match. See, I like the idea of having a consistent intro, but there's something sneaky and cool or funny that happens, like very, very subtle, very subtle. Same length, same audio, same everything, as I've said before, because I really do like my intro. But like, there's something very slightly different, and there's like 5 different versions, right? And like, you don't, what video is it? Oh, let's click today's wooden potatoes. I don't know what's going to appear in the intro today. You know, and we could have like a really rare one. I think that'd be fun. Maybe I'm overthinking it though. I think that'd be cool. Maybe overthinking it is what you need to do though to get ahead, right? Worst feeling. Wait, hold on. First world problems right here. No daily chest for 1 day because you already got it at night. Whoop-de-doo. No. What? I'm not complaining about it. No. It's okay. I'm fine with it. It's not like you guys need to see when I get. It's just it would have been nice if at the end of the 4th stream this week, you guys saw me log in. Get to level 70, right? Because we're about to ding 69, and then tomorrow the login rewards 70. And then it's like, yeah, there you go. We got from mid-50s to 70 this week. And then, you know, next week we clean house and we finish it up, basically. Looks like we're going to be at about, I don't know, 35 hours, I would say, to get to level 80. Which is already, and, you know, let's be completely blunt about it. Already, I believe that is longer than I was expecting it. I was expecting to be level 80 in about half that time. I was expecting level 80 in around 20 hours. Honestly. But I guess it's easy to forget how much the XP boosters on existing accounts gives you, and you know, just the general luxuries you get on those other accounts. So what we could do when it comes to the ascended weapon, guys, all right, we are going to have a decision ahead of us. We can either try and craft, you know, max out a craft and do all of that to get our ascended weapon, or we can level another thing to level 80 to unlock the elite specialization track, weapon track, and then do that. So we kind of get that decision, like, which do we do? Which is quicker? The grinding all the money for the max craft and then crafting the actual weapon, or getting another level 80 and doing the specialization collection track? Alright, anyway, so somebody obviously already got that, so let's find another one, shall we? Drake Hat Shore. I don't even know where that is. I'm guessing that could be That could be the hidden Drake place in Metrica, early Metrica. That could be the hidden Drake place in Ascalon. Or that could be the hit. Yeah, I think it must be the one in Ascalon because that Lulu person's there. Let's try that. 35 hours is more than I was expecting, but you wasted a lot of time flat out afking. That's true. And doing missions. That's also true. So I guess we can kind of roll the leveling experience into commendation gathering as well, which is the smarter way to do it. Shit, they just got it. Damn it. Which is the smarter way to do it. There you go, it's finished. Let's relaunch it and just find one we can quickly nip to. Simoth Refuge, Foreman's Reset, Strong Paws Garden. Okay, well, I think we all know where that is. Let's get ahead of the curve. I don't know how the missions work. Is it only the people who get there first that gets the reward wooden potatoes? Sort of, yes. If you go there on your own, alone, and you activate that trek area, then yes, you're the only one that gets the reward. But if there's like 50 people there, if you wait and you let everybody gather around it, and then you press F, you all get the reward. It's not really a problem, though. I mean, it's a little bit of a nuisance, but it's not a huge problem, because when the mission completes, like it just did, your officers or whoever has permission could just re-trigger the mission. The guild has now succeeded at it. All that's left is for me as an individual to succeed at it. So it doesn't matter now. Now I can just pop it to my heart's content. Until eventually I find a place I want to go to, and then there we go. The more days that go by, and especially after this stream, especially after 0 to Hero, I've got all the commendations I need. I'm thinking of giving people in the guild more permissions, or maybe assigning someone who can do more guild stuff. The Zombies was really fun at the start of the week. However, I did get a bit stressed out, I must say, by the end of it, because of all the... just the constant flurry of messages of people asking for guild invites and asking for squad invites and asking for this and asking for that and asking for this and this, and it was just, it never stopped. And I don't want to be angry at someone for asking to join the guild, right? Like, as an individual, no one's ever going to appreciate that I've got like this tidal wave hitting me at every second while I'm trying to provide commentary and do the rounds. So, you know, on some level, I did want to enjoy, you know, just casually relaxed enjoy Zombies just as a player, and I felt like I never really got that chance. So I might have to look a bit more into some other options. Hold on, what? This isn't where it is? Are you crazy? Mind you, why would they put it right with the strawberries, right? Probably wouldn't be a smart idea. Foreman's Recess was completed. Is it in the water somewhere? This is such a pretty area. I want more frames while streaming. I'm thinking of setting up this other PC to be a dedicated stream box as well. That'd be cool. Am I crazy? Did I go to the wrong place? Did somebody else get it already? Strong Paws Garden. This has to be Strong Paws Garden, surely. Maybe it's in the water and it's just hard to see, right? Maybe it's just like... need to be careful and wander around just right. Strong Paw is a name I recognise, though, and I don't know whether it's supposed to be this little kid or not. It's not in any of the water. No, I guess it's not here. Since popping guild missions doesn't cost any resources anymore, you might as well allow everyone to pop them. You don't like doing them anyway, but others do like missions. I like missions, but I don't know whether I like missions as a streaming thing. Missions are fun when you're in TS with a bunch of your mates and then you're doing it. I really need to plug... Okay, guys, I'll do that right now. Listen, in chat, and anybody watching the VOD... Anybody watching the VOD, you should see in the description a link to this. If you don't see a description in the link to this, drop a comment on the video and I'll remember, and then I'll drop it in there. We do actually have a Discord, guys. We do have a Discord channel for the Spud Club, and that can have voice channels and all kinds of cool stuff. So I'll give you guys a link to invite you into it. Discord is it's like TeamSpeak, but you don't need to install it or anything. It's just you just have it as a tab on your browser, and that's it. It's not too bad, actually. But we don't have too many people running it at the moment because I've been terrible at plugging it. So I just got to figure out how to invite someone. Alright, this is only a 24-hour link, so I'll refresh it later. But here you go. If you guys are in the guild, if you want to be in our Discord, there. It's right there in chat at the moment. Or in the video description. I don't know what I'll do about the whole 24-hour thing, but yeah. Alright, come on, man. This is all time ticking. Briarthorn Barrier. That's got to be Caledon and up here, right? Up north of Morgan Spiral? That's what I would guess. Yes, and Wax, was it you that set up the TeamSpeak? Yes, and Wax set up a TeamSpeak as well. However, Wax, I didn't plug that there. I didn't forget about it, buddy. But I haven't been in it and I haven't checked it out or any of that stuff yet, so I didn't want to flood it with people just yet. But, you know, we can properly do stuff where we have lots of people. In fact, the whole TeamSpeak thing, I might like to do a Who's Talking stream at some point for cool footage for it. Right? Is it here? This is the Briarthorn Den. Let me in. I love the fact that there's a cutscene there. There's a player over here. Is he doing a mission as well? Or is he's probably just doing the heart, right? Is it in here? Oh, I thought this was like a little house place. That specific area we were just in a second ago. Ah, there you go. I see it. It's just behind us. And there's no guildies to accidentally grab it. Alright, if you guys want guild invites, just whisper me in game. Guild invite, please. I'll help out with missions. Can you... Oh, Wax wants to whisper after the stream. That's okay, dude. Yeah, I can do that. Carmen Loxy wants to become a spud, but I can't right-click you and invite you. I'm sorry about that. There you go. Alright, wow, that was easy. I used just 2 skills. I was looking at my chat. Alright, boom. Interact. See, if lots of people are here, we'll all get credit. So it's not necessarily just the first one. But because I activated it with no one else around, it kind of was. Alright, there you go. So that's that trek done. And then Misriven Shelf if anybody wants that. In the meantime, let's pop a bounty. So we got Trillia. That's the one from Ebonhawk. The nice easy one at Ebonhawk. See, this character's high enough level now and has roughly been to enough of the world now that I can just do it all on this character, which is good. Discord has a client software too, and since the web client sometimes works a bit wonky, I'd suggest installing that. I'm a bit skeptical though, because currently it's not obvious how Discord makes the money, and that's always a bit scary. Huh. Do I get credit for hitting this character right now? While this other guild's doing it? Oh god, she was in the tornado. Please, must! Is 73 damage enough to tag? Go, pet, attack. Yes, I'm getting rezzed by this guy. Well, what wasn't Twitter similar? Wasn't it like, how the hell does Twitter earn any money? Or wasn't Twitter valued as, like, ridiculously pricey? Even though it had no ad revenue or anything, like, at all going on? And it was just because of its user base. Like, a user base has value. There we go. I managed to get it. Can I get my own invite? I'm doing my own 0 to hero. I'll help with missions where I can. That's awesome, dude. Yes, absolutely. Well done. Well done for that. And congratulations. Welcome. All right. I just rambled a bunch of stuff out there. Misriven Shelf. I'm going to abandon that because it doesn't look like anyone's going for it. And we've got another trek to do anyway. So that's that trek. I will repop that bounty in a moment, guys. Don't worry. But I would rather swap to my other account when we do that. So here's another trek. And we want to go do this one. Iron Dock Viewpoint is pretty comfortable. That's where the event bugged out at the end of the last stream. I believe, anyway. Wait, is Flaganti in chat as well? Wow, what is this? We've got Moon, Flaganti. We got a lot of people here. It's been a while. It's like it's 6 months ago again. Hi, everyone. Yeah, I really don't. I kind of. There was something. Moon, you were working on something before you left, and I've forgotten why it is right now. I'm not at the right place at the moment. I've forgotten what it is right now, but you're working on something really cool, and I was so desperate to get in contact with you. Damn it. It's a very cool app. That feel when WP reads my whisper and still doesn't invite me. I did invite you. I right-clicked you and invited you. Try again. Spam me again. Spam me more. I swear I won't get angry. I'll only get mostly angry. Ah. Did somebody already get it? No. Iron Dock Viewpoint. Is it up there then? Or something? I mean, this is totally it, right? Iron Dock Shipyard. Maybe some of these guys know. I must be onto something, at least, because there's a lot of us here. Yeah, let's try getting on... I don't know. I would have thought it would just be on the deck, on the dock. Trek. But it looks like it's looking across the water. Oh, hold on. It's probably up this, right? It's probably up here. Oh, see, I love this. There's a reason to come up here. This is badass. Up we go. Do. I would totally put a quest here if I could. Oh, there's... Oh, my God. No, that was Brothers Notch. That guy got. Did it already ding here? Did somebody just nick it a second ago? I didn't realize. No. maybe from up here we can get a better vantage of some other stuff. Oh, is it on that? But then that would require gliding, and that's totally not a thing. Man, I'm really not sure. Iron Dock Viewpoint. I know you're doing stuff, but I donated what we need for decoration too if you want to upgrade something. Oh my god, you did? Okay, awesome. Yes, I would love to do that. Just give me a second. Can I join the guilds? Yeah, you can. Hey, I sent a message on the main account about decorator for Ultra Spurks. By the way, cool that you liked the office. Oh yeah, that was really, really, really awesome. I haven't logged into the main account just yet, so I don't really know. Hallow X wants an invite. I don't know where we're going, guys. Oh, Hallow X, you're already in. And I knew you were already in. I recognise your name. Pink Unicorn of Debt wants an invite. That's a phenomenal name. What can I say? All right. Look, I don't know where this is. Look, people say they like blind wood and potato stuff. Well, here you go. I'm blind. I'm lost. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what I'm doing. This just must not be it, right? It must be somewhere completely different. What if it's near the vista, right? Because it says viewpoint. So what if it's over on that shore looking back at the dock, right? It's not under the water there, right? I mean, that's sort of a crazy idea. Wow, people are dinging these quick. People are doing very well. Good job, guys. WP, was it the reshade unlocked thing? No. Oh, by the way, Moon, I'm still using the unlocker, but only because it's basically the easiest way to use reshade and ICM together. I don't actually think that you need the unlocker anymore. I installed default reshade with the new version and the mediator and stuff, and it didn't like disable itself when I started moving in the network game. It was kind of weird. I think that they've just disabled it. They've disabled the network disabling functionality. I mean, maybe it's up here. This would sort of make sense-ish, except people would come up here for the vista anyway. I mean, this is a viewpoint of Iron Dock. And there's diving goggles here. I don't know, man. There's also Reshade Map. Reshade Map I would love people to spend more time on. But, just didn't quite take off the way that it could have. Could you invite my friend? Just have your friend whisper me. There is one on my tag, says that person. One on my tag. Oh, all the way up there. Okay. Alright. The one thing I don't really like doing is inviting people's friends. I don't see the I'm not gonna invite a friend of a friend kind of thing. Like, what's the point? Like, if they can't even talk to me directly, I'd rather not have them in the guild. Because from their perspective, then they just go in this random guild, and it's like, I know a lot of the time people ask for invites, and I don't even respond because it's on stream. I'm just like ding 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 ding, done done done. But you know, all right. This tag is clearly just because it's daily for this map today, as we found out yesterday. So whatever. Foragers Midden. Don't know where that is. Flounders Flagon Hearth. That is the cool pub in Ebonhawk. Yes, some people are there already. Oh, don't get it too soon, please. I love this pub. Back at launch, when there was no guild hall idea, I loved the idea of like going out somewhere in the real world and claiming a location for your guild. Guild Wars 2 is really just not that kind of game, though, sadly, and it just would never work outside of an RP guild. But I still love that idea, that kind of very immersive idea. It's thoroughly interesting too. The worst thing to invite is couples. Couples are the worst. Couples are okay if they just want to say hello to me. Could I get an invite? Yes, you can. We might be maxed now, though. We are. All right, it's time to get kicking. All right, new rule is I kick everyone who's not online at the time of missions. Yeah. Oh, God. No amount of activity will save you, or donating, or kindness, or support. All right, kick from guilds. Kick from guild. I hate kicking names I recognize. I hate it. Kick from guild. Alright, I doubt we're going to get that many more people. Would you invite squad? Just join on my squad if you want. Could I get an invite? Yep. And so on. Alright. Please don't get the one in the pub too quickly. Please. Somebody's in there and I can see him. I want personal credit. Damn it! Ah. Well, for a normal guild, you'd recognise every name, to be honest. And the idea is when you join Spud, if you talk a lot and so on, I'm going to start recognising you. And I'm going to get a bit of a better connection with you. Certainly, I think... Yeah. Alright, hold on. Let's come up here. I think it's one of the better ways to do things. I thought that was a guy saying, hey, I'm here. I'm assuming it's on the top floor. This is like a brothel, by the way, guys. It's kind of weird the way that some of the NPC dialogue is quite suggestive. I once did a video that started with Boots in this place, and we started staring at the thong that one of the women's wearing in here. She's like got this like little red thong on, and she's like laying on one of the beds. I think it's on this floor. It's in here. Here you go. Okay, apparently it's blue. There you go. My memory remembered it as red. Ah, here we go. Nice. Nice. Thank you so much. It wouldn't be right if I pressed F straight away, so we'll let that other guy get it, Poxer. By the way, I think your automation system on YouTube broke. I went to watch YouTube yesterday's VOD. The last 2 days haven't had a vid pop up and wouldn't do. It's not broken. It's on a 1 week delay now because I had to change my process with it so that you can only link Twitch to one YouTube account at once. And what happens right now, if you go to actual regular Wooden Potatoes, while we're live, if you click on any of my videos, it's telling people, hey, I'm live. So if they want to click on Twitch, then they come. It's another little thing you can do that makes people slightly more likely to watch. Please tell me that thing's for us. See, because we did this before and it never worked. So what? The whole group thing doesn't work. It's a load of bollocks, is it? That's such a shame. What? So you all have to get your own individual one? We've been misled, guys. It is a fight. It is a race to whoever presses F first. Alright, the last one is Dirt Claw Cleft. Dirt Claw Cleft. Which maybe is over there? I don't know. We'll have a look. It's not a brothel, WP. And by the way, who's hyped for Deadpool? I think that it doesn't matter how good Deadpool is as a movie now at this point. All that matters is the way that they marketed it. And it went so well. That's all that matters. We have what we need here for mining rate 4 if we get enough Ethereum built up. Oh, that's awesome. I mean, to be honest, it's more favor that's gating us at the moment, so I no longer care too much about mining rate. I'm going to be... I've made a note to remember, because I'm going to be sure to mention that in the video. No, it's supposed to work for a group. It worked for me before. Oh, well, unfortunately, that's 2 in a row for us. It didn't. But, oh god, what was the other thing? Yeah, the automated thing. So, basically now what I do is I manually unlist them all, and it's not automated anymore. I have to do it on mine. I might change it back again, though, because I haven't really seen to... What I want to do, though, is on a perfect day, when the stream schedule's sorted out, I upload a Guild Wars 2 video and then start streaming immediately after, because then what you get is you get the several thousands of people clicking the Guild Wars 2 video, and there's several thousands of eyeballs, all who notice that you're online all at once, and it all syncs up lovely. No, this isn't it. This is not it. I guess someone was just going for Scale Venom, maybe. Alright, just ding it if you guys can. Just find it if you can. I recognise the name of it. Dirt Claw Cleft. I totally recognise the name of it. But so that's the idea, and I'll see whether the system works doing that. And then if it doesn't, yeah, I'll just change it back. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter to me. Hi, can I join the Spud Club? The point is bugged, invisible wall. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I heard about this. Apparently, some of them you just can't do anymore. Because the gliding no-fly zones or whatever, or the invisible walls that they put around some of the maps to stop you breaking out easily, broke some of the trek locations. So we may have to abandon it and repop. So like when the devs did it, they didn't have a mind for some of the guild mission locations, guild trek locations. And apparently, yeah. Alright, people are confirming in Twitch chat as well. Alright, we're just gonna have to repop. I'm sorry guys, we all did really well at that. I mean, oh, well, look at that! Look, I did get personal credit in the end. What? It just took ages to come in. Okay. Alright, let's relaunch it and let's do this. Let's try and do it. Hidden Owl Distillery. Hidden Owl Distillery. I was gonna go to Owl, but I don't know a distillery that's there. Let's try, let's just try something else, shall we? Blurp's Comeuppance. Techie's Drawing Board. The Defiled Delve. Isn't that in Gendaran? No, maybe. Trader's Stash. That's under Holbrack. I think. On the Trade Commons. There was a video of a pink ninja and Marcy Roshi touches her something, then runs Roshi and Deadpool to it. I don't even know who Roshi is, to be honest. I don't. What is that? Is that his sidekick? His villain? I don't even know. All I know is he's kind of related to X-Men. Sort of. Who do I need to message for a party invite? A squad invite? You just type /squad join and then my account name, which is ISA1865. I believe that information is still below the stream. It's just not on screen right now. I'll give you that. Is that it? No, that's a waypoint. Damn it! I thought it was here! Oh, I'm getting so bad at this. Or I've always been bad at this. Alright, ignore that one then. Let's find another one. Actually, what I can do is I can do that one properly on my NA account. If we don't get it this time. Alright, Briarthorn Barrier's back up. As interesting as I am by going back there. How about I go back there? It doesn't look like any other guildies are doing it either. Alright, I got no tea today, by the way, guys. This is the first sip. It's black coffee. Ready? Finger lights, yes, VODs aren't going up fast enough on WP2. Frustrating, since it's very easy to miss his random streams. The next VOD is going up tomorrow. The way I'm doing it is I stream Friday to Monday, and then the VODs go up Tuesday to Friday. Yeah? That's the way I've been doing it. So during Tuesday to Friday, my Twitch account is linked to Wooden Potatoes 2, and during Friday to Monday, my Twitch account is linked to Wooden Potatoes 1. Does that all make sense? I think it's a good system, but yeah, I don't know whether the payoff is worth it. If the payoff ends up not being worth it, then I'll go back and we won't be on a week delay anymore. We'll just, you know, push it through. Alright, there we go. Let's do this one. There you go. I feel like I pulled my weight. I feel like I did something. Alright, we got that. Cathedral's Cavity. That's clearly under Lissa, but I don't think it's smart me going all the way. Canyon Web Cave. Is that... Oh, but I've not really been to the char maps very well. This is kind of fun. I do like this. It's just like the time pressure or whatever. And more importantly, repeating yourself. I mean, I could wiki. I should be very clear about this. This entire time I could have been wiki. Narrow Crawl Crossing. Is that the crawl to the very, very north? Up here in the Iron Marches? No, that's Ebbinghart Run. Narrow Crawl Crossing. It's not one of the crawls that are here. What about one of these crawls? Is that it? That's Stone Crag Crawl. Narrow Crag Crawl. I don't know where Narrow Crag is. Not off the top of my head. Well, I got a bit of an upset tummy today, guys, as well. TMI, I know. Well, people are doing very well. Techie. For God's sake, why do I recognise the name Techie? We're looking it up. It sucks you can only get one commendation per track. Yeah, a little bit. Alright, that's the Brisbane lab. Okay. Ula Metamagicals. So, we are going to Duskstruck Moors. Right. WP is the only one I know who does treks without a wiki. No, some people will, I suppose. The thing is, right, like... Sometimes, as a designer, you just cannot... Like, as a video game designer, you just cannot get around the fact people will look up how stuff works online. Oh, this is it, right? Like, so, it's probably... I don't know, in some weird place. Maybe it's upstairs on the inside. You cannot get around the fact that people look stuff up online. So you just ignore it, but you design something that's fun even if you don't look up online. Like, this is a cool idea. Imagine you got a bunch of your mates in TS and you're all asking yourselves, hey, asking each other, all right, where could it be, you know? And you're putting your heads together and you're like, wait, I think I recognise where that is. That's cool. And then your other friend's like, yeah, I think I know. You're like, okay, alright, you two split up. You check one likely spot while you will search the other. That's a Halo 2 quote, by the way. You will search one likely spot, and you another. Gravemind says it to the Master Chief and the Arbiter, while he held them captive on Installation 04, I believe it is. No, Installation 6? Whatever the second ring is you go to. Alright, somebody just needs to get Lissa then, and we're done. In the meantime, I will pop the race, which is in Harathe. But yeah, you put your heads together. I don't know how I got to talking about Halo. You put your heads together. Oh, is somebody jumping out? I'll catch you later, Fingerlights. Catch you later. One day, potatoes for breakfast will start again, and you can watch the whole stream. Catch you later, man. I think Moon, it was something to do with the old betting system we had, where you could bet on when my character would die and stuff. There was a lot of interaction back then. Maybe that's what we need to bring back a little bit more of, you know, like lots of audience interaction. What do you guys think? There's a hero challenge over there before we do the race, so I'm gonna go do that. There you go, trek completed. Awesome stuff, guys. That's really, really badass. Good job there. Let's get this race going. As many people as we can. Races are not the easiest things in the world to do. So, actually, if I abandon that, we're not going to run out of time, right? So I'm just going to wait. We're going to wait the 300 seconds while everybody gets into place, and then we're going to do the race. There's another guild doing it right now as well. That's not going to be a problem, is it? You can have multiple guilds on. Leisha says, WP, I often find myself not being able to play Guild Wars 2 anymore. Like, I want to play, but every time I get in, I just can't for very long. Any recommendations on getting back into the game? You could try, make it... I mean, this is such bland, crappy advice. I hate giving it, but you could try making a new character. One thing, I usually find that I really get reinvigorated to play the game when I find a new character or build that I really like. And I know that sounds kind of bland, but, like, for real, like, the whole Daredevil thing at the moment, I'm having a lot of fun on that character. And it makes a lot more PvE feel a lot more rewarding. I wish there were some other things already in place that I could talk to you about and be like, yeah, this is here, this is here, this is here, but... Yeah, and just have like a mind, have a view to doing things slightly differently, right? Maybe if you don't have a guild, join a new guild. Stuff like that. Alright, here we go. So we're going to pop this rush, and I guess it should work, right? In 160 seconds. Taters mind inviting me to the guild? No problem. No problem whatsoever. The other thing is there are some systems in the game that a lot of people just aren't looking into that could be very cool. Now, the devs have talked consistently about how they're going to fix scribing costs soon, or I say fix, diminish is really what we're looking for, right? And make scribing more attainable, make decorations available through scribing more attainable. When that happens, you might really want to start looking into guild decorations and stuff. That's one of the main things I do in the game now. I raid... I stream, I do whatever I'm doing on the stream, but that's basically purely stream motivated. And I'm in the guild hall doing decoration stuff. That's kind of what I do, until very recently when I started playing Daredevil and I had a new build. I wish I could tell you that you could replay Heart of Thorns and do things differently or whatever, but Heart of Thorns has basically no replayability. A short, linear, crappy story, and half of the fun of it, for me, was getting masteries and experiencing that Metroidvania style thing, and it's all damn well account bound and it doesn't mean anything. And I know I'm not the only person that feels that way. There's a lot of people that are like, oh yeah, I want to play more Heart of Thorns, but they can't. Hell, even Kerry mentioned that to me the other day. They've got 4 people trying it on NA. Do it for your personal credit at least, and hopefully we can get everyone on EU. Hopefully we can do it that way. We've got these people here. Not just our guild, but 2 guilds, right? And none of them are getting the stink cap spores for the poor giant outside. What a sad, sad world he must live in. I wonder how much that event's scaled up as well. Let's have a look, shall we? Hungry grub. Hungry, hungry grub. Hungry, hungry grub. I don't know why I went flying with the skill 5 there. But apparently we did. What we want to do is kill these hungry grubs. Like hungry hippos. What do I think of scribes making crafting station and trading post for the guild hall? Alright, now the reason they don't have the guild hall with a bank and a trading post is fairly simple. It's that they still want a bit of population in the main cities. And you can make the argument and say, there'd still be population in the main cities. It is a very slippery slope, and it is something that you do have to be very careful of. Your MMO dies if it feels like it doesn't have any activity. And the main cities, in a game like this, without any trade chat or anything like that to make things feel comfortably lively, with so little to do in the main cities, it really is important, right? So it's not something that you take lightly. Why did I just get pinged? Does somebody want my attention? Hey, WP, I upgraded some stuff yesterday. Yes, you did. Hold on one second. But all of that said, okay, and so what I'm saying to you guys is I actually agree with the decision not to have it in the halls. However, all of that said, the networking and like the infrastructure and several of the other things that they've done with guild halls basically has made it so it doesn't, though a noble idea and something important for them to have tried out, it doesn't actually matter if guild halls had banks and TPs, you'd still see people in the main cities. Why? Because you don't log out and then log back in at a main city anyway. If you log out, there we go. We've at least got credit. Maybe someone else will finish that. If you log out in a guild hall, you don't appear back there. You appear in one of the main cities. And if a lot of people try and join your guild hall, it boots you out and starts fucking you about and jumping you through instances. It's basically just all a pain. So, by chance, because of, you know, the other stuff, as it would so happen, I think they could put it there. But I don't know. Maybe that's probably not the right way to go about it. The right way to go about it is to fix guild halls, make the server infrastructure and stuff work better with them, so you can feel more permanence there, and still not have bank and trading posts. I don't know. It's a difficult discussion, and I don't think I should straight up be like, oh yeah. All right, hold on. All right, ready? 3, 2, 1, go! Bing, 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 bing. Let's do it, Spuds. Let's go. Oh, Wooden Potatoes takes the lead. We know there's some traps in nearby. Unfortunately, he's hit one straight away. We're going to use the skill 2 to jump over the lake because we don't want to get in it. It's not Prince of Persia. We're going to use the skill 3. Give ourselves some ages, though I'm not sure it really helps. It will help with the falling rock walls. Oh, God, I just ran into another one. All right, this rock wall, we're going to dodge roll, and then we're going to leap through. Come on. Yes. Oh, no, I walked into the next one. We're no longer in the lead. I mean, we were hardly in the lead in the first place. Do you remember how smoothly I did this on a previous stream? Last week, I think we had the same one. Look at that scan. Look at that. That was perfect scan distance. Got all the traps inside. Alright, there's that. Let's just leap through it. Maybe we won't trigger the boundary at all. And then this one we go on the right. It's subtle, but you can use your eyes to see exactly where the rock walls are. So there, that's that trap, and I know I can comfortably walk through it. You just stand behind people. Use them as your, you know, your what's the word? Paxi? Paddy? Can't remember what the word is. Alright, now we want to double dodge roll through that. Or just one dodge. We'll save the next one. I don't see any issues here. Now, you can actually use the skill 2 to jump through the traps. I love that you can jump in this now. It's so good. Now, there's a trap on your way up here. So you do want to avoid that. Isn't it round the corner, right? It's over here. Let's take a brief moment to get a hero challenge. This is efficiency right here. This is why we have done so very well. Right? I'm gonna find that I haven't done enough hero challenges anyway. Right, that's the only trap in this corridor until the one in the middle of the planks in a second. So, and just a reminder to everyone doing this race, this isn't because we don't have too many people. I mean, we've actually got a reasonable amount. All right, to be honest, this is one of the better guild mission streams we've done. We've really rolled into it very quickly and done very well. But just so that everybody's on the same page, you may have to do the race more than once to get the guild full credit. It's actually kind of awesome. We've already got 8 out of 15 done, but I don't know whether that's the other guilds, you know, interacting with it or something. Is he running through? Oh my god. Oh, we were in it. I knew there was rock somewhere, but I just didn't know. Oh god, no. I moved to the left to try and avoid. Oh. Ah, stupid. Bat. We're gonna have to wait for this. We're gonna wait. There's no shame in waiting. There we go. And the next one. Okay, and then we got another thing there. Rip. Oh my god, rest in peacing there is pretty awful. I'm sorry to you, friend. There we go. Did we just jump over a trap there? Yes, we did. That was cool. I thought we jumped over a trap. Completely blind, jump over the trap. Alright, 15 out of 15, damn. Okay. Wow, and we can just close it straight away then, I guess. Yeah, on the last stream I spoke to this guy and triggered his dynamic event. That's funny. And I never realised. That's kind of silly. Alright, I'll wait though, because we actually got that so far, so I'm fairly confident there's a few people that still want this. In the meantime, we can do some Harathi, you know, event stuffs. With Guard Malden here, I suppose.
This is Night Guard Beach.
Shoot up the rock slides and so on. Sound effects by WP. How long have I been streaming, and is it possible to join? I doubt we've even been going an hour yet. You can absolutely join. Look at this as a free, easy opportunity to get commendations if you haven't ran it with your guild so far this week. Just send me a whisper in-game. My account name is Issa1865. Should also be detailed below the stream. Detailed. I can't believe I just said that. You know when you go back on my old videos and you hear I sound different? I sound a lot more British. I don't know the sounds. But I sounded more British, right? You know those old videos? And now I don't. It's moments where I say detailed instead of detailed that makes me realise I'm slowly getting these stupid Americanisms like flooded into me. And I no longer talk like my friends from school did. Oh well. WP, what time is it there? It's 8:30 in the evening. 8:30 is one of those times that I always think of as like a specific time. Whenever it's like around 8:30, you guys might have this with different times. So like Thursdays as well, okay? Thursdays to me, because my first couple of jobs, I always worked Thursday shifts, okay? Well, Thursday plus other shifts. I always think of Thursdays as like, I don't know, not a bad day, but just like I don't know, like a productive day, or my outlook on a Thursday, which is weird. All right. Anyway, look, it just affects you like that. The other thing that always gets to me a little is when I notice it when it's exactly 8:30, because for years that was my bedtime when I was a kid. My bedtime was 8:30. I believe it was like when I was like 6 or 7 or something. My bedtime was like 7. And then every year I got older, it went up by half an hour. That was like the rule we had in my house. So it was 7, then I got to 7 years old and it was 7:30. Then I got to 8 years old and it was 8. Then I got to 9 and it was 8:30. And it stuck at 8:30 for a long time. Actually, I probably got to 8:30 when I was like 10 or 11. It's probably more like it. Like, or when I was like 12 years old, it got to 8:30. And then 8:30 was the bedtime. 8:30, 8:30, 8:30. And then eventually it was like, yeah, you don't have a bedtime anymore, do we? But I'm going to wake you up for school if you're late and you're not going to find it pleasant. Okay, race participation. Alright, I'm going to close this early now then, guys. We'll get these last few people in. We'll finish the event first. But yeah, there were a couple of things like that, you know, that like I remember being a kid and I would always be really shocked by my friends who didn't have like such strict rules. I just kind of thought it was like it may as well have been a law for me, right? Like, you know, like, oh, that's just the way kids are raised, right? That's just the way it happens. You get half an hour, and then you know, you eventually go to school and you realize a friend of yours is like, I stayed up till 11 o'clock last night, and you'd be like, whoa, your parents let you do that? And like, it's jaded me as well, right? I'm sure that the majority of people never had the half an hour rule, but whenever I look back on stuff like that and I hear about my people who are like, oh, I never had a bedtime growing up, I'm always like, yeah, I don't know, you probably grew up to be a delinquent. You know, like, it's so wrong of me. And the other thing as well was pocket money, right? Like, some of my friends, as I would later find out, came from quite wealthy families and so on, and then they just permanently have money to spend on whatever the hell, right? Like, and they'd be really, you know, like, generous, and they'd buy stuff from you from the shop, and they'd just be nice all the time, and, you know, you'd always take advantage of that kind of thing, like, and feel bad about it. But, you know, for me, though, growing up, it was like, all right, you got £2.50 a week. That was it. It was £2.50 a week. That was my pocket money for sweets and stuff. And if I wanted to save up to get something, I'd have to save at a rate of £2.50 a week. Get £10 in a month. So after, like, 4 months, I could get, like, a video game or something. Which is why I liked Christmas, and I'm not saying that I never got anything, because certainly I got gifts and stuff, and on Christmas and birthdays, you'd be lavished with all this stuff, and you'd be like, yeah! I actually think I got too little money to really teach me about the importance of savings, because it just seemed pointless to ever try and save. Because it would just take so long. But we used to have this thing as well, where we had like a blackboard in the house, and There we go. The race completed. That was really good, guys. That was awesome. So we've got another race now. We've got the Chicken Run. Chicken Run is a great movie, by the way. Just saying. You guys should totally check it out. Chicken Run starts... it's Blaze Ridge, isn't it? I think this is as close as I got. We used to have this other thing as well where we had like a blackboard in the house. And my mum would write chores on the blackboard. And she would put like, you know, clean the banister. And then it would have a price on it. And it would say like 50p. Or it would have Hoover the stairs, right? Hoovering the stairs for a kid. This big ass heavy annoying Hoover. You'd have to fiddle with the nozzle and all that stuff. Is it here? No. It's Field of Ruin? I think it might be Fields of Ruin. Yeah, everybody's waypointing to Fields of Ruin. I think it's Fields of Ruin. So like, and that would be like £1. Or like de-weed the garden, £2. Like the worse the job was, you'd get more. And the most I think that it ever would go up to is like a £5. Like you could get £5 if you like spotlessly like shined the kitchen. Like you know you sweep, mop, clean down all the cupboards, all the sides, do all the washing up, all the drying up. You know, just make it spotless in there, and you know that'd be like a £5 job. And that was actually really good because none of us like doing chores. But then when that happened, it didn't happen for very long. But when we did that, we would be like, "Oh, come on, Mum, what you got? Give us something else. What other jobs have you got? Come on, we want more money." Or like she'd price something reasonably, and we'd be like, can't be bothered to do that. And then the job would just never get done, and it sort of didn't work anymore. I also think to an extent it might have looked a bit weird. Because it's like, you know, someone visits the house and it's like, oh, you have to pay your children to get them to do housework? What? So there might have been an element of that in there, looking back. I was going the right way. I hate this. A quest board. Yeah, I wasn't quite nerdy enough back then to think of it that way. But yeah, it was kind of like a bounty board, yeah. I was never allowed to play games with sub fees as a kid for that reason. Yeah, me too. Sort of. Certainly, the idea that I could have a sub fee paid for me never crossed my mind, ever. And I never would have been able to get it, in my opinion. But, having said that, when I hit my mid-teens or so, I did that. My mother was eventually happy to pay for stuff like Xbox Live. So I am a bit of a hypocrite. My whole entry into Guild Wars as a franchise was basically because of that fact. Because a sub fee, pay monthly to play a game. Could never convince a parent that was worth it. However, my younger brother though, about 3 years after I'd started Guild Wars and so on, he got into World of Warcraft, and he had and by that point, I guess she was faster and looser with it and stuff. And without having a job of his own or anything, they paid for his World of Warcraft subscription. But yeah. And for a little while, I was a paid member on RuneScape for a very, very, very little while. Maybe a period of 6 to 7 months. But I mean, with that, it was like £3 a month or something. It was super cheap. Really not very expensive. All right, let's do it. Hold on. Have we already spent a bunch of time? Time remaining 7 minutes. All right, sorry guys, we're gonna abandon it. We'll repop in 80 seconds. Just don't cross the finish line for 80 seconds. That's all it is, guys. Just don't... 50 seconds now. Yeah, one of the greatest moments I ever had in an MMO, I have to be honest, is when I finally got my paid RuneScape membership. Because I'd been playing that game for ages and ages and ages and never considered I could get a member. And then finally I became a member. And that game does it. Guild Wars 2 started doing it, and I'm actually very excited about it. You know, RuneScape, everywhere you would go, there'd be crafting things, there'd be quest-related things, there'd be tons of interactable objects and skills and stuff, always in your face, always on the UI, always presented to you, and every time you'd interact with them, it'd say, oh, this is a members thing, sorry, this is outside of the range, and you'd have, like, that whole world map, and you'd be in this tiny little section of it, and there's this whole world map, this idea that there's some huge, massive, exciting world out there, and all these items and badass things, but you just are that paywall behind it, right? And that day that I finally bought Member, and the exhilaration, that feeling of, oh my god, I can go anywhere. For hundreds of hours I have played and grinded at RuneScape, and finally I can go anywhere. It was thrilling. You know, it was the MMO equivalent of leaving the starter cave in Oblivion or Skyrim or whatever, right? Like, that moment in your open world games where you finally get to go over, leaving Midgar from Final Fantasy VII, right? There needs to be a name for that. It's like, it's totally a common trope. No. It's totally a common thing, alright? And it's totally, you know, one of the greatest moments in RPGs, and that I felt that so strongly. That's the MMO version. And Guild Wars 2 does it a little bit now. If people were, if the general gaming world knew more how Guild Wars 2's free-to-play worked, if Guild Wars 2's free-to-play was viewed in the same way that RuneScape's free-to-play was, and we were like 5 years down the line where there's a couple of expansions out the door, it's basically going to be the exact same scenario. You know, already you wander around Corteria, and what do you see? You see, like, I can't believe that was such a big... Oh, that's because there's two on top of each other. And what do you see? You see, you know, the gliding pads and stuff around. You see the masteries. There's all this stuff. And I just want ArenaNet to keep expanding on that. And maybe one day people will look seriously, in general, back at Guild Wars 2. Because it does deserve to be seen with the exact same eyes as free-to-play RuneScape is seen with. It does deserve that. Because it's a very, very good free-to-play they set up there. What's with all these double rock falls that they set up on Chicken Run? That's outrageous. Yeah, we got that one over there. I don't know. I feel like as a Guild Wars 2 content creator, I should do more stuff for free-to-play, but I just don't know how to advertise it on to a larger audience or something. I don't know how to do it without it seeming tacky, without it seeming like sell-outy or shilly or something. I mean, I really do want to see the game do well, and I really do want to see a lot of free-to-play people come in. And it does benefit me, like, right, like there is even some incentive there from the NC Soft support. So it's something I really want to do, but I just don't know how. How do you do that? What do I do? Sound like some guy in marketing, and that's not who I want to be. You know, it's weird. Anyway. Only 2 people made it through Chicken Run so far. Really? How? Is it just not giving us credit for it? Hello, can I get an invite to Spud? Yes, you can, Doomfire. Welcome to the guild. Alright, there we go. 5, 6. Don't forget to rerun the course if you can, please, guys. It'd be very nice. It'd be very nice. I'm going to go get that waypoint up there as well. Who knows? We may even hit level 70 by the end of this. We're not doing too bad. Third of the way done already. It's just a game of tons of people have played, I guess. Wait, what is? How do I get out of this? Why am I in combat? Fucking pet, man. I chose you. Yeah, leaving the vault in Fallout. And I didn't want to hinge too much on just Bethesda, right? It's obviously a tactic Bethesda use quite a lot, but I do believe it's a trope that extends far beyond that. On a more generic level, on a more, you know, just basic, blunt kind of idea, there is, it is kind of similar. There is just that idea of in a long adventure, a long quest-based game, a long RPG kind of thing. You'd often have these situations where you send the player into a cave for a long time, and you finally get out and you feel that freedom again. I don't know. I feel like there's something about RPGs that psychologically ties into freedom a lot or something. I don't know. It's like, why is an RPG fun to grind in and build your character? Like, it's working for your freedom on a mechanical level, right? It's like, it's working to get stronger, to be free to kill more enemies, to be free to try more builds, and free to find more items, and free to explore, right? So you get that moment in games, and it's not even just RPGs. You know, look at the classic Tomb Raiders. Look at any game. Classic Tomb Raiders, for those that you don't know, for the first 4 games, they all had a level. The first 5 games? Actually, I can't remember. Did Tomb Raider 4 do it? They all had a big moment where you lose everything. You spend the whole game building stuff up, and then you lose it all. You lose all your guns, you lose everything, and you're vulnerable. And then you get it back, and you feel so good when you get it back. It's because you're working for that freedom, right? And, you know, it's a trope. It's an idea that goes through the narrative of some games, too. Quite often, like, you open an RPG, and you'll get to experience your character as a badass. And then they lose everything, right? And the whole game is building it back up, bringing your character back to the heights it once was. We've got 40 seconds to get 2 more people through. Let's see if they make it. 13, Come on, 2 people. 2 of you. You can do it, guys. Come on, get the guild credit. 30 seconds. Wait, why did it just instantly fail like that? Okay, apparently this one's hard without escorts. We've got to go again. Sorry, guys. Well, look, we'll do that again when I go to NA in a moment. We'll do that again when I go to NA. I've got personal credit. Let's do the final bounty now. Oh, but there's a lot of people here already. No, I'm gonna do it NA. I'm gonna do it NA. We're gonna do it NA. We're gonna do it NA. Let's go to bounty first. All right, I'm launching the bounty. Breckerbeck, Bookworm Bwiki, and Big My Armor. I'll go to Breck then. Breckerbeck's the guy in Harathi. Wimpertaris, I like games where massing a fortune is a part of the fun. Anything that does it like RuneScape seems to do. RuneScape's like really well structured economy-wise, in my opinion. I don't think I've ever played another game like it. I'm sure that they exist. But yeah, I don't think I personally know of anything like that. There are certain systems from that game that I think would work wonderfully in Guildlestoon. So, I mean, the other day I talked to you about one of them, and that's the mercantile system. Is that mercantile? Is that it? Wow, what? Yes, that is. That's Breckerbeck. Breckerbeck's here. So if I tag her, will this count for both guilds? WP, say which bounty NA does. Breckerbeck. Oh, NA. Do big my armor on NA. Do big my armor on NA. Gido, RuneScape does a lot of cool things. You can't show off your Guild Wars 2 money in a trade window. Yeah, that's a thing as well, yeah. Yeah, like, I don't know. There should be... An MMO should give people... and I don't care about these kind of... Oh, you just want to show off. You're insecure. Why do you care about your EMP? Blah, 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 blah. I do believe that one of the most fun things about an MMO is being able to show off. Come on, right? Like, you should build systems that play into that. You just should. I don't know. I don't think you should be that scared of people being toxic. Wanted for theft and vandalism. Last seen south. Oh, this... Wait, Bookworm Bwiki's in Lornards, is he? Great. Alright, EU's doing Bookworm Bwiki then. Let's have a look. Do I have max settings on graphics? I actually do at the moment. I have max shadows, and I don't really like running max shadows most of the time. It's just still on because of the other day where I was recording Beautiful Places. In fact, if I turn it off, so like shadows on Ultra here, you see I'm on 55 FPS. If I turn the Ultra shadows off, we go up all the way up to 70 for a second there. Like, there is a big difference. And it depends where you look, though. If you're looking at, like, forests and stuff, it really impacts things. But the thing with max shadows, though, is it does look really nice in snowy areas. I love, like, the black on the white, obviously. I think it looks really good. But often it's just not a great thing. But yeah, this is basically as max as you need to be. Now, if you scrutinize my graphic settings, you'll see that some things are off. But really, some of it just comes down to a question of taste. And certainly what ArenaNet define as the best graphical settings isn't actually what will give you the highest visual fidelity and what will look the best. Oh, Bricky on EU. Wow, you've already found it. That's awesome. Yeah, shadows are very much CPU hoggy. You're right. Where? Well, somebody ping this waypoint, though. Oh, is it actually here, though? He just got the entire guild to come here. Walking towards it. From where? North? Oh, I see. There's a person over here on this road. Okay, nice. Alright, catch you later, Moondragon. Catch you later, man. It was nice to see you. It really was. Alright, Wiki, let's do it. We're here to bring you in. We heard you stole some books. Oh no, how dare the hive mind script learn something? Oh. They could use that information far better than we can. Can't have that. Gotta keep the lesser races lesser, right guys? I really want diamond skin for this fight. For those that don't know, basically what happens is as you attack, you get chilled. And then the chill, unless it's cleansed off of you, means you can't do any damage to her. That's pretty good. Alright, everybody's on Big Mayama now. Both EU and NA. We're all looking for Big Mayama. That's blood type. Wait. Sparkfly? Sparkfly. It's Sparkfly. So you want to go to here and you want to look in the trees. ArenaNet would sell a lot of gems if you could ping your gold stack. Do you think? That you sort of can show off in Guild Wars 2, it's just they don't make it easy. Like, what you do is you have to invite someone to your bank guild, and then you have to deposit your entire fortune to your bank guild. But there's several issues with that, particularly when it comes to this idea of people, like, ultra no-lifing it or spending, you know, their lottery savings on the game and stuff like that just so they can be impressive. You can only fill each bank tab with 1,000 gold. I have 1,000 gold in one of my bank tabs now. And but it doesn't go higher, so then you have to do another. And you can only get 3, right? You can get the treasure trove, 1,000 gold, the deep cave, 1,000 gold, and the other one, whatever it is, 1,000 gold. Yeah, let NA do Big Mayama. I actually agree with that. NA will want to do Big Mayama. I agree with that. All right, and that basically means... Oh, we won't get rewards till it's all done, though, so we can't log off. I was going to log off... Well, we're going to get rewards regardless, right? So why don't we... Let's just do a couple of events. I mean, hell, if we hit level 70 even without that Tome of Knowledge, that's pretty cool. So why don't we try and take out the ship? Let's see what we got here. The Ash Horizon. See, that's so cool. Man, there are so many things that I want this game to do. Damn it, man. Imagine if this was a really cool meta event. Imagine if this was like Tech Mini. By the way, you know the Shatterer revamp that they did? My opinion on the difficulty of world bosses is something like this. An event like the Ash Horizon, this event, this is when they should take the design idea of, let's make it more complicated and fun, but let's not go crazy with difficulty. We don't need to make it difficult. Right? Events like the Ash Horizon, right? Fun, interesting events that aren't crazy tough. However, then when you take the big dragon fights, they should be both fun, difficult, and crazy tough. That's what I believe. Perfect World, you have a friggin' hard mode version of every single one, but it's... Oh my god, we sunk it in a single shot? What? Oh my god, that was amazing. Okay. Oh, see, this is... Oh, man, that's cool. Don't kill it on EU, guys, so that the NA people can have a chance. But I'm going to repop this on NA anyway, probably very soon, so... It's nice now that we've got so many opportunities. The only thing we're missing is another hard one, right? And let's see what our commendations are. Yes, when we get this last credit, that's 24 commendations. Yes! No more 0 to hero commendation training, baby. Oh, that's going to seem so good. So good. Oh, yeah, how much time do they have to do it? They got 7 minutes. Yeah, they got time. We did that really comfortably. My only issue with the Shatterer is that my FPS dies. Yeah, and again, like, once upon a time, ArenaNet knew how to fix that. That was by splitting people into disparate areas for the fight. I'm sure if the Shatterer was more of an initial concept. It was, hey, let's do a crazy revamp, right? If initially that's what they decided to do, I'm sure we would have seen them do more stuff like split people up and stuff. But, you know, it really was, as they joked about on Points of Interest, feature creep, right? It was, hey, let's fix this. Oh, let's do this. Feature creep. I don't feature creep I'm very happy to see. Don't make no mistake. I love the look of those rocks there with the dark shadows. That was really good. Did I choose the stat combo yet, WP? No. And actually, there's another stat combo that I'm interested in that I kind of want to talk to you guys about. What we're going to do is a straw poll on it when we get to 80, I guess. Which won't be very long. Next week, one of the 0 to hero streams next week. If not the first stream, the second. If not the second, then almost definitely the third. We'll be level 80. We've already got the commendations. We've already got the laurels for the amulet. So we can already make big progress. And we're gonna have to decide, do we want Zerk? Some people were saying, though, now, basically what's on my mind is Clerics, Zerks, Magi's, or Apothecary. I think Apothecary is what it was. Because people have started running Condi Druids, and they actually say that they're the best way to do damage on a supporty character. Which is thrilling to me. Look how good that looks, honestly. I should make a mental note to have that in the video. Look at that. Look how dark and foreboding that is. Like, we could have a track, a shot that goes from up here and it tracks down. Oh, and seeing the zombies fighting in there as well. Oh, that's great. And as you come in, it obviously lights it all up. There you go, bounty completed. Very nice job, guys. Very good. I'm very impressed with that. That was very well done. Once again, we get more rares. I don't know what I'm really capable of getting rid of. The Wild vs. Wild mini XP booster. Am I going to care about that at any point? I don't think I am. So why don't we just pop? We can't even pop it. Great. We'll just get rid of that junk, and then we'll get rid of that junk. And then we'll kill a mob and get the hero challenge down here. And then we'll see what we've got. So we can finish training some of this stuff off now. So let's max out Wilderness Survival. There we go. And then Nature Magic. Missions were really fast and painless this week, guys. Really, really, really well done. I guess the time that we're doing it is pretty good. Okay, so we're almost done with Beast Mastery, and then it's just Druid from then on. Yeah, Pole Dropper is the name you can whisper here. Yes, and we're going to go back to Chicken Run. We are. But I'm going to do that on my NA account. Is completing that going to finish my heart? No. I was going to say that would have been weird if it did. There we go. Alright, we started the bounty. Okay. I want to get to level 70 though. What can we do to get to level 70 really quickly? What can we just unfog? We could run through straights? No, that's not smart. We could run through South Sun. South Sun's got a lot of stuff we can unfog. Well, no. We'll go NA. We'll go NA, guys. We'll go NA. Alright. So here's the way it'll work. I will see you in a second. Great job to all the guys. On my other account. My main account now. We're just going to leave the Zero to Hero account altogether for the moment. In just a couple of hours, we'll get the tome. We'll be level 70. We're basically there. Okay, so we're going to go... G... Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. What was that completely dark area in-game in Guild Wars 1? Guild Wars 1? Oh, the end game area. That was the Ravenheart Gloom. And it was actually my favorite area of the Domain of Anguish. The thing is with hold on guys, let me just log in. The thing is with Doha, I spent so long in Doha, I remember very fondly all of it, okay? The only place that I'm kind of lukewarm about, or that I'm most lukewarm about, is the city of Torka. That's the Marganite city that was there. There were Marganite cities in other areas of the Realm of Torment, not just the Elite Endgame area. And, I don't know, it was just very open, very empty, and it was simple to farm. So it just really wasn't that exciting, okay? The Foundry of Failed Creations was such a cool place in lore. Visually was kind of messy but interesting at the same time, and for 8-man parties, you know, standard comps going through it was ultra difficult to do. And for farming, when you were playing the tank, you had to do all this really specific movement to lock Titans into the right places and get them to die to the famines and so on. It's really, really, really good. So Foundry was awesome. It had an awesome name. The Stygian Vale was 100,000% designed, okay, to be counter farm builds. It was just designed to counter farms. So like you know, half the mobs there were these incredibly deadly enemies that had these touch skills that would bypass all defenses and do ridiculous damage, and they had all these ways of stripping enchantments. And so like it was the ultimate theory craft and the ultimate challenge to learn how to farm that place. And so I have amazing memories of that. And that had like the crazy vagina monster in it. For those that don't know about that, you might want to... It might even come up if you search it in Guild Wars YouTube. But anyway, it had this crazy, horrible, horrendous, freaky-looking thing. It had, like, it had all these cool things about it. Like it was scary and warped. And then lastly, you had the Ravenheart Gloom. and Ravenheart was like a mix of everywhere else, enemy design-wise. It was big, it was open, it was scary, it had all the... it was just pitch black, and you had to carry these crystals around to see what was going on. That Veil was really, really, really cool. Alright, we've done nothing here. Oh, wait, that's not even the right guild, though. Hold on. Let's wrap this guild. Alright, what are we currently doing? Alright, we're doing the race. So we're going back to the chicken run, guys. So head over to chicken run with me. Oh, God, I don't see anyone there. Please go to... Oh, there you go. But there we do have people there. Good, 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 good. At least the plan is clear to everyone. Chicken run, let's do it. Yeah, it was like, and the way that the Veil was designed, guys, was it was like you'd have a central area, imagine like this lake, right? And the point of interest in the middle of the lake was the vagina monster. And it wasn't moving, it wasn't doing anything when you first went there. Remember, they were quite limited with the Guild Wars 1 engine with the kind of things that they could do. So it was like this weird, like, circular thing that you had to walk around, right? And all around it were all these long pathways. And to look at the whole place on the map, it was like you were on, like, this giant monster thing, like, on the entrails. And you'd be, like, walking through the arteries and veins and stuff of all these long-ass trenches that would loop around, and you had to kill all these different mobs. And eventually, you killed all the mobs, you came back to the thing in the center that you'd been walking around so much, and you trigger a quest like here, and the whole thing just explodes into like all these disgusting animations going over all the place, and all the trenches fill with tons more mobs, and there's all these torment claws that appear absolutely everywhere, and you're completely surrounded, and it's just this deadly, horrible thing, and you end up fighting the monster in the middle. And then finally you kill it, and a gate opens over here that leads you into Ravenheart Gloom. And then Ravenheart Gloom is here, and I guess you go south. I guess. I have this weird... No. I thought it was City, Foundry... Oh yeah, Stygian Vale, and then Ravenheart Gloom down here. So you'd move from the Vale into the Gloom into the Foundry, and then the Foundry up to the sea. It was really cool. Anyway, I need to go do chicken scratch. Don't get me talking about Doa, for real. Oh my god. Okay, and finally, is this the first stream where I've been playing the thief properly? Look at how cool the dash animation is. I hated the fact, to finish the thought from several streams ago, I hated the fact that I picked, well, I didn't hate, but I was disappointed with playing a Char. A big-ass Char thief. Like, it seemed cool. I wanted the Ash Legion guy, but, like, there was just very little redeeming about it. I am now redeemed. Look at this animation. Look at that rugby tackle. It's so good. You just, like, sprint along. Oh, my God. I love it. Okay, Guild Rush. Let's pop it, shall we? Seems like people are already going for it. Race. Go. Let's get that favor going. Let's do it, guys. Do people doing their version of this right now count for us? Is that why we got to 15 so quickly? Oh, come on, bro. I was counting on you not to get hit. Alright, there's rock falls coming up, so I kind of want to be careful of that. Or maybe not. I don't know. But, like, I feel like the devs had a lot of fun, okay? Like, the whole Realm of Torment must have been something really, really rewarding to... Oh, come on, I was not that much in it. It seemed like it hit me twice there. Was not that... Well, it must have been really fun because it was like... You have 4 different areas and each taps into, like, a different really cool idea of lore or fear, right? So, like, they've got the Foundry. The Foundry, this fiery, abominable, scary... machined factory of destruction, okay? Really cool theme, really distinct idea. Boom, you got it. You've got the scariest, you know, minions of Abaddon, his most powerful servants, his most capable servants, the Marganites, and you have this cool variety of them, the Anurs, right? And, you know, you've got their greatest city, the city of Torka, intact there, a whole city of Marganites. But then for the other 2 areas, it's like, what are these kind of abominable, scary ideas? So you've got, like, the absolutely freakish, super surreal, crazy, you know, Cthulhu-style monsters. Oh my god, I only survived that because someone gave me Aegis, which is really good. Cthulhu-style monsters for one of them. And then the other one, you've got what other thing are people really scared of? Well, the dark, right? And so you just have this pitch black, endless, abyssal plane. I think in the lore, the idea is it is endless. And it just goes on and on and on for as far as the eye can see. And there are these monsters of shadow and darkness that will strike out at you while you traverse its, you know, the wastes and the plains. How cool is that? And there you are, with the epic demon hunting faction known only as the Order of Whispers. And with the most elite of the Lightbringers, you step into the darkness with naught but a single crystal at your side. Oh, come on! What a fucking cool place. The nostalgia goggles are thick. I agree, yes. There we go. Guild Rush completed. Nicey, nice, nice. Very impressive, guys. How did we fail this? I don't understand. Let me end it early. If anybody wants personal credit, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do a sweep of everything again, just in case people want personal credit for it. So I'll help you guys fight Trillia in Ebonhawk, and then I'm going to go do some trek locations and stuff like that. Epic spooky bad guys equals little beetles and tentacles. Yeah. The Dementia Titans you're thinking of? Yeah, basically the Titans that you fought in the Foundry, they would split eventually into just little beetles, basically, that had been established as beetles. That's why in the game it really wasn't that good. Yeah. But in Gloom, the Shadow Army, they were cool enough. You didn't need a crazy interesting design for them, because they were just, you know, pitch black enemies in a pitch black background, basically, right? With, you know, scary eyes. You know, the concept of the creatures of shadows striking out at you, I guess. And that's the thing, when it's an old game like that, all you have to do is have a good concept, because people don't care about the execution anymore. WP, can you repo again? Start trick and run again, please. Yes, I can, sure. Sorry about that. Oh, in 70 seconds I can again. Sorry, I probably ended it a little bit too quickly. I apologize for that. There you go, Flaganti just gave you a link to it. It's called the Dreadspawn Maw. And yes, that is the vagina, the vagina monster. It's better though, don't look at it just on Wiki. You should find a video of it. And I have a video of it on my channel. It's just you'd have to look at the Domain of Anguish series I did. And you'd have to skip to the Stygian Vale episode. And you'd see it. It like explodes and it's all flappy and it's all moving in all these disgusting ways. And just look at the minimap, look at all the mobs that appear. I hope that Salvation Pass brings back... See, I was watching speedrunning videos of ergos and stuff. What was the video we analysed the other day? We analysed this, we analysed Doha, the city of Talca, right? I kind of want to do another little GW1 impromptu analysis thing, because it was so cool. Can I get an invite to the European Spud Club if you've got room? There is only one Spud Club. It's both EU and NA. If you'd like to get in, that's absolutely okay. Let me just kick someone for you. I'm a lot more relaxed now. I don't really mind about getting credit on my main account too much. I've already got over 24 commendations, so the next time I want to make another build, I can just... So here's some new Daredevilin abilities. Palm Strike. Bam. Pulmonary Impact. 3, 2, 1. Bam. How cool is that? That was all just that utility there. So you Fist Flurry the first one, Palm Strike the second. God, we do a lot of damage. Jesus. Anyone seen Trillia here? There you go. SCX just linked it. Just linked it. Yeah, yeah. Duration 1 minute. Views 2K. There you go, guys. Yeah. I wonder if he gets a good shot of it, but that's exactly what it looks like. It's fantastic. Oh, and they have the classic one-man DC. Alright, Chicken Run I can repop now. Sorry about the wait there, guys, really. But there you go. Race is back on. I apologise about that. Trek is currently up. Anybody seen Trillia? Trilla? Foulbear is starting. I don't know where she could be. Well, the commander tags are up there at the chicken run. Yeah, it's very flappy. But it's so static, it just doesn't do anything. And the thing is, this is at the end of the 3rd campaign. So the odds are you've played the other 2 campaigns. And you've done everything else. And never before, I believe, until that area of that mission, had you seen the environment like dynamically update in such a weird way like that. And so the last thing you're expecting, the whole thing is like designed like the walls are pulsing and you're like wandering around, and like you get what the devs are trying to do. You get they're like, oh, you're it's almost like you're inside this creature and it's all gory and stuff, right? Like, that's the idea of that place. It's gore, okay? And you're like, oh yeah, that's kind of freaky. And then they do something that you've not seen at all, right? Like the technology behind that was so cool. Could I get an invite to the guild? Yes, you can if you want to do missions. Absolutely. And you know, it proper offsets you, and you're like, oh, combined with obviously, you know, the actual design there of the enemies and the spawns, and the fact that it's so dangerous as soon as it spawns. That actually looks pretty good. The very subtle like blooming around the sides of the gate. Ogre Wars is up, I know, but what about Trillia? Can anyone imagine what Doe would look like in GW2? I'd lose my mind. Well, yeah, like there's some places like you know, in Dredgehaunt, the mini dungeon with the darkness. It's pretty close, you know. Think about the Lion's Arch mini dungeon. Think about anywhere that they've properly played with the lighting like that. It's pretty close, and you grab the torch and you run through. Obsidian Sanctum. They could easily do the Ravenheart Gloom at the very least. They could easily do. There you go, found her. They could do it. You know, it's not that bad. It's totally possible. So, so why don't they? Well, you know, maybe when the story gets there. I think, you know, Fractals, if they had a proper Fractals team and we actually start seeing real new Fractals coming in the game, you know, doing a Fractal could perfectly be one of the wings of Domain of Anguish. A City of Talker Fractal. Easy. I would want a Ravenheart Gloom one. Although, this is what kind of we started talking about. The whole conversation kind of started with. Basically, what I was trying to say is my favorite is Ravenheart Gloom. Of them all, I think it was so cool. And it actually was probably the easiest one of the easiest ones for them to design. Yeah, we'll accept credit for that. I mean, Daredevil's so cool. Like, really? I know that really I shouldn't be vaulting. What you need to do is deselect your target. Why isn't my deselect target bind working? What's going on with that? Spectators. Targeting. Lock auto target. It is there. Why didn't that work? That was weird. A Wizard's Tower raid. Yeah, it seems like they probably do have some story about the Wizard's Tower at this point. I will accept that. Okay, so for the trek, I haven't got any of these yet, but Junker's Apex is very easy, and we're at Char, so let's do that. That sounds good to me. I wouldn't be surprised if the second raid is something to do with Garenhof and Isgaren. And here's the cool thing as well, something that I'm actually very happy to say. I think that the raid, well, from what we've seen of Wing 1, we'll see how it continues to go. But from what I've seen of Wing 1, I actually think the raid is not only the most gameplay interesting and fun experience that I've had, but actually is one of the best places that I've ever seen ArenaNet tell story. I think that the raids tell story very well. So if you want a good payoff for, you know, a long-standing mystery like the Wizard's Tower, having that, you know, it's a secondary story. It's about as good as it's gonna get for Guild Wars 2 if you ever want to see it. So yeah, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't be sad. While that trek's continuing, if anybody wants credit for the bounty again, or the other race, if you want the Ghost Wolf run race credit, I've just re-triggered that. This is the last stream where we're doing missions like this, guys. Really, the stream at the moment is more a backdrop for other stuff. But here, I do wanna show you guys some stuff. I wanna show you. That's the sound I make while I'm looking online for something. Please no obnoxious sound. Okay, cool. Alright. Alright, what I want to show you guys is a speedrunning video. It's very short. It's only 5 minutes, so this is just like a little intermission for us. Okay. Alright. But I want to show you a speedrunning video. Hold on. Let's just be sure about this. Oh, okay. Why does it do that? It's so weird. Why does it do that? Let's try that there then. No, that's this monitor. That's OBS. Monitor 1. There we go. Alright. I want to show you guys this. Alright. Now what this is a contemporary video. This was uploaded like this month. Okay. This was uploaded on the 5th of January, last month, okay? It got I was browsing the Guild Wars 1 subreddit, which I thoroughly recommend you guys check out. I really don't want to see the community die so badly on that game. But this is what it's like to, how good people are at speedrunning the old hardcore content. Now, there is an insane amount of power creep and practice and negligence from the devs in updating the content, obviously, that allows people to do some pretty hilariously broken stuff. This is Ergo's Warren, and I just want to show you guys some stuff that I want to see in Salvation Pass for Guild Wars 2, or future raid wings in general, because there is a certain feeling, a certain experience that this gives that GW2 raids don't. Now, don't get me wrong, what I'm about to show you isn't the idea of attrition and risk and long you know, basically really damaging losses, okay? So one thing that the Guild Wars 1 raiding style content or elite missions gave you was you would be playing that thing for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours, and if you died at the final boss after hours and hours and hours and hours, that was it, it was over. Guild Wars 2 is much more, you know, it's less traditional than that. It's more modern game design. It's more, you know, the Super Meat Boy formula of high intensity, ultra difficult little thing. If you fail it, you can try again straight away. If you fail it, you can try again, so that people don't get burnt out. And what that means is there's a certain sense of attrition and risk and fear that made old boss fights in Guild Wars 1's raiding style stuff super ultra epic that we'll never see in Guild Wars 2, just because they don't like the idea of there being these really damaging losses. The only way we'll see it is if when the third wing of this Spirit Veil comes out, or the first raid, if when the third wing comes out, they give us another achievement, right, like the Eternal, that says, okay, complete the entire all 3 wings back to back without leaving and without wiping at a single boss, and potentially without any deaths as well, right? Like ultra difficult cool titles for people, they might do that, and then you might get that feeling back. But outside of that, that's really not what this discussion is, and I don't believe as a format Guild Wars 2's raids will ever give you that. But let's watch this be clear. This was, in its heyday, ultra crazy difficult. It's now getting cleared in 5 minutes, and people are vying for the hardest thing. So what that tight like little time frame of who can do it faster, it's very narrow window, and you can do it insanely quickly. And how do they do it insanely quickly? Well, obviously by skipping most stuff. What I will point out though is pretty much every single person in this entire party, all 12 of them, have this skill over here on the far right. This is Ebon Vanguard Support, I think. No, not Ebon Vanguard Support, that's the one that someone's. I always think of it in my mind as Ebon Vanguard Dive. I can't remember what it's called. Anyway, look, what this does is it teleports you to a friend, and you could. It's a PvE skill that doesn't matter what class you are. It's an Ebon Vanguard skill, so everyone uses this, and what it means is a single player, this assassin up here, he's going to blink forward to special places, skip loads of mobs, and his entire team is going to blink up to him. So if you watch the party, everybody moves ultra fast. It's super precise. The other really important skill for you to look at is this one here. This is called You Move Like a Dwarf. This is armor ignoring piercing damage that does a flat amount, okay? And it's instant activation because it's a shout. So when this was originally designed, these skills never existed, and what you'd have to do is go into these huge rooms and eventually kill a big boss at the end, and then you'd be able to make progress. What this team is basically going to do is sprint through the entire thing, spamming movement speed abilities, spamming blinks on each other, and using this instant activation shout. 12 people are all going to use this at once to blow up mobs. 12 of these are going to hit a mob, and that's going to be enough to kill it. And that's going to throw them through gates and let them skip the content very fast. So let's have a watch. You see the entire group here. There you go. The quality just bumped up a little bit there. I knew it would. So here straight away, you notice behind you at the start, there's a troll spawn of a huge group of mobs. These mobs back here, it will instantly kill anyone they touch. They use a touch skill that instantly blows people up. They're hopping vampires. They're really cool. You don't really get any experiences like that in Guild Wars 2. Maybe some encounters can do something like that. But you notice there's also a huge wave of mobs in front as well. And what they would do is close in on the groups, but these guys are so fast, so they've just blinked forward, skipped them all instantly. They've also got millions of cons on them, which means any snares that enemies use are basically entirely bypassed. And then as they enter this middle room, you've got a big boss in the center here. See how everyone used I am unstoppable there? You're going to see them all shout, you move like a dwarf soon on an enemy as well. But this twisted bark, what it does is it puts an environmental effect on everyone that hinders them in some way. And look at the room. The room is full of all these other mobs that are all flooding in as well. Usually it takes like, you know, I used to be in runs that would take 20 minutes to clear this room alone, just because there's so many mobs, and you'd have billions of them fighting you and charging you. But of course this group is going to skip them all. There you go, you saw the Ebon Vanguard skill to just keep up. Now what's supposed to stop you doing it? Again, we've got a similar thing. You've got a packet here, and a packet in the middle. And on the far side, you've got this thing here, the Guardian Serpent. And that door back there is closed, alright? What this player's just done is targeted the Guardian Serpent. You can see it up there at the top. And they're all going to use you move like a dwarf and instantly blow it up and pass through the door unhindered. A normal team, these side groups would push in, and you'd have to clear the whole room. But obviously they're not going to do that. See the thing spike down? Everybody says you move like a dwarf, 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 you move like a dwarf. Finish him! Do you see that? Finish him? That thing means that someone, when the Guardian Serpent got below 50% health, a single player used finish him, which put more damage out and a deep wound, which reduced the Guardian Worm's health by a huge threshold and finished the mob off. So that guy gets to be the finisher. He's the only one with that skill, and everyone else just moves on like nothing happened. They just spiked down a tanky fucking mob, guys. Right? And all the enemies are left to run in the background. And they all sprint forward. The environment effect here is one of the more deadly ones that you'd usually find this wipes out most pugs. Again, there's a twisting bark in the upcoming room. It's just over here, which they're going to ignore. But this means while you're in range of the twisting bark, everyone has massive health degeneration on them. Massive. Imagine, this is like the equivalent of like running around with 10 stacks of burning on your entire team at all times that is uncleansable. That your healers had to keep you all healed up. But what they've got is, you know, fall back, a paragon skill, which means as they run, they're constantly getting healed. And here, what you're supposed to do is zigzag all the way through this room around in a bow and go through all these mobs, which, by the way, includes more vampires that instantly kill you. And there's lots of spawns that pop up in here as well. But what they're going to do is the assassin, who's all the way forward here, you see him, the assassin warrior? He's going to blink down the ledge, and then everyone's going to blink down the ledge with him, even though they don't have a skill for it, because they're not assassins themselves, because they use the Ebon Vanguard skill. So watch, ready? The assassin's going to blink down to one of these mobs, watch the minimap closely, and then they all blink down too. And look at all these mobs, guys. Look at all the mobs. Even more spawns, even more hopping vampires. And again, what's supposed to stop you being able to do this? The door's shut. But you move like a dwarves come out. They've already killed the mob. They move forward. Next room, and here we're going to start seeing a little bit more of what I'm talking about. Millions of mobs. There's a mechanic where someone had to like climb up. They changed it in the later years of the game. You see somebody blinked up here. He's going to pull a lever up here to open this door. Everyone's just going to hide here. Here's the guy pulling the lever, as you can see. He pulls the lever. That guy's now on his own, and it's his job to survive for a while. And you'll see he catches up. Oh, no, he's going to get himself killed, actually, and end the run. So that's it. He's done now. He gets a free ride for the rest of the run, that guy. This is one of my favorite places in Ergos. It gets very dark. And it's a very narrow little wall. And it's easy to get body blocked by enemies here. That are supposed to lock you in. And when you... Basically, there's all these fire flowers that are constantly applying massive burning and degen to everyone. And you're all funneled together in tiny little tight balls. So you can easily be blown up by mobs here. And when you hit halfway, these torches, the idea is the only safe spots are these torches here. But when you hit halfway, back at the start of the bridge, millions of mobs spawn behind you as well. So once again, groups that actually have to fight suddenly have tons of mobs, tons of fire flowers. They're all balled up. Super deadly. Like, I cannot express to you guys how deadly all these enemies are. The videos really don't show it. Even more mobs spawn as you go, like these kind of trolly spawns. Again, even more. And finally a Guardian Serpent, but watch his health get chunked down. You move like a dwarf. We move in. Now you move into kind of a labyrinthine area where there's loads of different pathways, loads of doors turn on and off constantly. And if you get caught out, you can be separated from people. And there's just millions of hidden spawns all over the place, these thorn wolves. Usually by the time you get here, guys, when the content first came out, you'd be like an hour in, right? An hour and a half in, maybe further. And you'd have like 4 people in your group of like DC'd at this point. And you're desperate to keep going. Like, this is really deep in. But obviously, we're in just like 1 minute, 55 seconds, which is crazy. They take some time to rest. Here, you're also under the effect of another twisting bark, who's over here, I believe. Or he's over here. And basically, you just have to navigate the labyrinth. And there's loads of different paths you could take, depending on your comp, depending on how you felt. This one's particularly deadly, this area, by the way, because it means every single ability you use gives you exhaustion, which super locks out your energy. ultra deadly. Really, really, really bad. Someone in game's asking me about the Elderwood and Mithril. I will do it, I promise. I apologise that I never managed to do it last night, but I have a lot more free time today. All the X2 editing's done, so we're fine. There, okay, look. Let's rewatch this, just to show you guys how deadly these enemies are, alright? These are just a couple of Thorn Wolves, only a couple. There's loads of them around, just a couple. And watch, this guy who was filming gets nicked by them. Watch one auto attack come in. Do you see that? Do you see how deadly? And that's with this on, which is a Paragon ability, reducing the damage he takes by 33%. It's crazy deadly. They're really dangerous. You have to be very careful each little pull. And look at how full some of these rooms are back here. We're getting to the thing that I really wanted to show you guys. I'm going to pause it a lot less now. Here, there were some clever things you can do. This entire room fills up with mobs if you don't position yourself right, but like you block the right things. You used to hold someone back, and you'd hold that person back so that not everyone's in the room all at once, and then they wouldn't all spawn. So for these guys, they basically get a free run through. We got some spawns here, unless I'm thinking of the wrong area at the moment. I did once do a video talking about this, but I was trying to talk about the lore, by the way, guys. And I was talking about some of the houses in the background, some of the... We're in the Echoveld Forest right now, by the way. Just so you know. Ah, here we go. This is the bit. This next room. So they just spike down. Like, this, you move like a dwarf. This has nothing to do with any of their builds. It's just a PvE skill. It's just power creep. And the fact you can have 12 people use it at once. So yeah, we might see they hold one. No. They just all blink through. This whole room here explodes full of mobs. Look at how quickly they blow that up. It's so cool. And we go through, yeah, like these houses over there. Looks really good. Now here's what I want to talk about. The whole thing I want to talk about Guild Wars 2 raids that I feel like they could do better, and I hope Salvation Pass does, is quantity of enemies. You think you've seen a lot of enemies already? Well, you haven't seen shit. This room here is flooded with mobs. And up here on the top left is another one, is a twisting bark, and over here on the top right is a twisting bark. So the idea is you have to worm your way to the left, kill it, worm your way to the right, kill it, because right now they're under 2 environment effects, I believe, this one and this one, which both really hinder the team. So it's very, very dangerous for them all. But obviously this group's going to skip it all. But look at how many mobs there are here. And these are all patrols that move in and out, and if you're caught fighting, your tiny little group is caught fighting in the wrong place, you're fucked, alright? But we move in. You've got the Guardian Serpent here, who they just spiked down. Should be impossible to do that, okay? And then the next room as well. So look at all these mobs that are here. And the next room, the devs were like, all right, let's just fill a room with enemies. Guild Wars 2 has never had this. Look at the aggro here. Think about that Thornwolf and how much damage he did before. Look at this. Look at this room. This is what I want from Guild Wars 2's raids. The fear, the intensity, the insane amounts of mobs. Alright, they updated their AI. It's an instance. They know that it's not like an open world map. They should do this kind of thing. Look at this. Do you know how long it takes to clear through this room? How fucking risky this is, what they're doing right now? But, you know, this is like the most elite of elite contemporary these days players. It's just insane. That is what I miss. That is what I think we need more of. That is what I want in Salvation Pass. And then finally, they give you what appears to be a very simple room. And finally, there is not a Guardian Serpent, okay, that is in front of the final door. What you see is a single player is balling these enemies up right now. There's 2 different balls. They've got to break aggro from all the mobs that are down that hallway. Look at this. There's tons of mobs. But this room, the final door before the boss room, won't open unless you actually clear the whole area. This is the only one where it's not a single mob. So this is why they actually have all these other abilities. This is Energy Surge. It's a Mesmer skill that does armor ignoring AoE damage. See, it hits for 108. And what he's done is he's copied his elite skill so you can cast it twice. So they're blowing up these groups as fast as they can. And this is some actual fighting you're seeing here. Once again, insanely highly optimized, but you get the point. And these guys are desperate for a slightly quicker time here. They got stuff like Mistrust and Chaos Storm and so on. Finally, the worm spawns. That room's still got a ton of mobs in it, for what it's worth. But then he moves on. By the way, he's got unique UI here. This is Guild Wars 1 UI modability. And I'll stop showing up the YouTube stuff now. And now, what's kind of cool is there's actually 3 entrances to this room, or 3 different places. But fine. And when I first did Ergos, I knew nothing about it. I was just like hoping other people did it. When I finally got to this room, the sweaty palms, the fear, the feeling of accomplishment, knowing that all that was left was that single boss after hours and hours and hours of game time. And I didn't know the layout, so I actually thought there were 3 entrances all at once. And maybe there were. I can't remember anymore. Maybe there were 3 different ways. I don't think there are, though. But this is the final thing, and then Ergo's the final boss at the end of all of it finally starts talking to you. And he says, the blood drinkers will feast on your corpse. This guy's UI doesn't really show it very well. Once again, they just blow their way through this door. Ergo's had a lot of crazy mechanics. Where he'd spawn all these things. He could instantly wipe a lot of groups depending on the tactic you did and how you went for it. He has 2 giant worms, left and right. Obviously, the guy's not getting good footage here because he doesn't care. But these guys are going to kill him with Chaos Storm, with Famine, and with You Move Like a Dwarf spam, basically. That's in hard mode as well that they just did that. They blow him up, and then that's the end of the run, and they get the Ergo's chest. So, you know, a run like that doesn't really show what Ergo's was like in its prime, but it does show you some pretty interesting facts about how people can optimize stuff and a little bit of the structuring there. And so, yeah, I like Ergo's, and I'd like to see Guild Wars 2's raids give me a little bit of that feeling that so far, you know, the Spirit Veil just can't. You know, they're so different the way that they've designed it. Anyway, that entire time, I couldn't really look at chat, so hopefully you guys enjoyed yourselves. Someone said, would I be... My guild did heaps because it was free for us most of the time. Now I want to get to the end game, said Flaganti. What, the Guild Wars 1 end game? Oh, are we here for Breckerbeck? Or for the... It was for the race, right? Well, hold on, let me pop this bounty then. And if Breckerbeck's one of them... Nah, damn it. Damn it. Oh well. So I just want to get personal credit for the race now. If you guys still want to do missions. Oh, I'm no longer in the thing. I wonder if people don't care anymore. Yeah, screw it. I don't care either. Not about that race. Unless there's a lot of people there. Waiting. No, they're not. Guild Wars 1 killed it. Alright, let's just do the other trek. Uh oh. For personal credit on this account, at least. Garden Route Alcove, that's in the Grove, right? I believe. Why am I in combat? Oh, what the balls, man? A single friggin' centaur comes and accidentally happens to cleave me. I swear, the game just tries to troll me with the goddamn map in combat. You should allow everyone in Spud to pop missions. Yeah. We will. You did all of that with the waypoint super loud over it. Oh, really? Oh, that sucks. That might have been a nice little highlight for Wind Potatoes 2, to be honest, but hey, oh well. Because I've been thinking about doing that. Instead of just raw VODs, I've been thinking about dropping, you know, little highlights of the streams up as well, but I don't know whether people would really care about that or not. I don't want to spam out the channel too much, you know. 4 videos a week is pretty good. Think you ever do some Guild Wars 1 streaming, maybe elite areas with viewers? I sincerely doubt it, because while I can ramble and talk about it a lot, I don't really remember. Oh, there we go. We do still have a squad. I just never joined it on this account. Right, yeah. Did I just cancel it? Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, Lord, can you pop the bear race? This one? The bear race? I don't have the bear race. But we've got the wolf one. People are trying to do the wolf one right now? I'm sorry, guys. Some of us did want to do it then, I guess. Alright, hold on. Let me just quickly grab this trek credit. And then I'll go back up there. When you compare GW2 dungeon speedrunning with Guild Wars 1 instance content speedrunning, there's not much of that difference. Raids are another story, though. Back in its heyday, there was a difference, but yes. And that's just Ergos in the Deep. What you guys have to kind of remember is ArenaNet released Guild Wars 1 with no decent endgame content at all. No way to push any player to their limit. Their first dabble with it was the Titan Quests, which were actually a post-launch release. The Titan Quests were a collection of 5 quests that pit you against Titans around the world. And they were difficult quests, sure, but they weren't amazing. Their second dabble with it was Sorrow's Furnace and Grenth's Footprint, which, yes, added some interesting stuff, but also wasn't too difficult. And then in Factions, they decided to add their idea of, you know, their elite missions and their raid style thing. And that was Ergos and the Deep. And that was their first real look at any of that kind of stuff. And then they had flying... When Nightfall came out, that same year, they had the Domain of Anguish. And the Domain of Anguish was so good. So much of the way that the Domain of Anguish was designed was to encourage build diversity by countering cheesy current meta tactics, and it was just raw. Hey, you really need to learn how to position yourself. You need 8 solid players You know, they learned a lot of lessons from that, and it was really, really, really good. To this day, there is still no... maybe I'm wrong, but I really doubt I'm wrong. Hold on, what? I thought I already popped the rush. I don't understand. Oh, did I cancel it? Oh, I disabled the wolf. Oh my god, I'm so sorry, guys. If any of you guys want wolf, come do that with me. Basically, is what I'm saying. But they did very well with Doe. I can't remember what I was saying basically. That guy wants a guild invite, so we're back up at 500, right? Yeah. This will probably be the last mission I do, I think. Oh yeah, somebody asked me if I was going to stream Guild Wars 1. I can't remember how I talked myself off of that. As much as I can talk about it, I'm probably not very good at it anymore. Oh yeah, and I also remember the other thing I was going to say. Probably not very good at it anymore, so it's probably not the best idea for me. And especially like picking random people as well on stream to play, it just might not work. It just might be very frustrating. And what's more is a lot of people watching it in terms of like as a form of entertainment. It's going to be... A lot of people won't know what the balls is going on. And I can describe what's going on, but it's just not going to be the same. So I doubt it's not really something that I want to do. As for the other thing, I believe to this day, now I might be wrong, but you had 4 distinct wings in Domain of Anguish. And when you completed all of them, you got access to a mission where you'd fight the final big bad guy, Malix the Unyielding, who you can channel as a Revenant in Guild Wars 2. And you'd be outside his Ebony Citadel. The Ebony Citadel, by the way, Malix is a Marganite, so they put his Ebony Citadel right on the doorsteps to the city of Torka, which you could see during your original clear. It's very cool. But, so... What they did for that final mission, though, is a huge defense mission. You're defending a forgotten NPC who's opening the doors to the Citadel. Once he opens the doors to the Citadel, you just fight the boss, and that's it. And the boss has got all of his own mechanics and so on. But that phase at the start, where you're defending him, it's really long. And what they do is they throw a mix of every single mob you have seen up until that point in random quantities and amounts and stuff, constantly charging you in that defense. And it is tuned to be insanely difficult. But what it means is there is such an insanely huge wide variety of builds and so little terrain to play with to choose things. There is no one build that can clear as a solo farm all of that. So I believe even to this day, the way that their original design of like introducing all this stuff to make it anti-farmable still persisted. See, when I used to farm 3-man farm 2 players and a hero, 3 of the wings, we could never easily do the Stygian Vale because of the way that the Stygian Vale mobs are set up, and a ton of Stygian Vale mobs would be charging you while you also had all these other mobs, and because of the way the Guild Wars 1 build system was set up, it was just almost impossible to do. I would be thoroughly impressed if anybody ever links me to a video of someone soloing the Ebony Citadel of Malix. I will take off my hat to them. And there's a version of me from like 4 or 5 years ago that would have the biggest nerdgasm you could ever imagine just from hearing about the possibility of such a thing. But I still think it's impossible. Even after all this time, even after how much you can see people that cheese ergos out now, I still think it's impossible. So it's kind of dependent, you know. Some places in Guild Wars 1 there was less skipping and you know. But yes, there's a lot of similarities, right? And of course there are. When people get good at the content isn't updated. When there's power creep, yeah, you're gonna see people start trivializing content, and it's gonna look similar. Oh god, we're in another rock wall there. Okay. Yeah, you were locked into that build. Guild Wars 2, you can change builds and stuff, but you know, in that game, it was like, all right, I can bring my 600 monk, but how does my 600 monk survive the touch skill that's going to rip all of his enchantments and leave him vulnerable to all the other mobs from the other wings all at once, right? Yes, I talked in a previous stream that we did about a man farming the city of Torka, and he blew up millions of Marganites all at once with a single ranger skill, whirling defenses. That may work against the Marganite, but that sure as shit doesn't work against the things you find in the Stygian Vale. You're having a laugh if you think it's going to work against them, and it just doesn't. And again, like, one of the biggest projects that I spent most time on was the Stygian Vale, trying to learn how to farm it, because there were ways you could have a 600 tank work. But it was very, very niche, very specific. You know, they'd penetrate shadow form defenses as well. It was cool. It was cool. I liked it. And then you had the Eye of the North dungeons. Which I think, sadly, sad to say, but all things considered in the end, the Eye of the North dungeons really didn't have a very big impact. They were very well designed reward-wise, and in terms of a system... Come on. In terms of being a system that keeps people playing the game a lot, even though there's not too much content, just to hold them over till Guild Wars 2 came out, they were very successful, and I think they were very good, and I think the dungeon booking scene and all that stuff was really cool. But, I must be honest, I think, you know, if you treated them as hard mode content, they really weren't that, or as like raiding replacements, or as like a replacement for Domain of Anguish, I don't think they really held up. There were like 2 that were really good, like Duncan the Black and Slaver's Exile, and, I mean, hell, really, that's it, really. Oh god, no, we're not in range of that, that's such crap. We were right at the end there, that's good. Why did that proc early? That was weird. There we go. Completed. Once you've done it, guys, go back and run again, because unless we get credit for it, I don't know whether... Well, I think you do get personal reward regardless. I'll run another one, though, just in case. Always that decision in the trench as trench tank. Do I use Shroud of Distress or not? Right, yes, Shroud of Distress. Yes, exactly. Now, I'm talking about small man farms. There were two methods for... See, Guild Wars 2 doesn't really have this. But when it came to farming endgame areas in Guild Wars 2, or just farming in general, there were 2 ways. You could go in with 8 players, all right? And that was like a speed run. That was a speed clear, right? And you'd get speed clears of content. You'd get speed clears of the Relics of Ore, and you get speed clears of stuff. On a large team play, you get speed clears of the Fissure of Woe and the Underworld. Oh, by the way, of which I forgot to mention both of earlier in my timeline of them adding hardcore content. I believe Underworld and Fissure of Woe came after the Titan quests, but before Grant's Footprint. And they can, and here's the thing, right? Here's a great example for you. The Underworld continued to be updated and looked at over time. What the devs did was, when they found out people could so comfortably cheese and farm those early areas, they added a bunch of skeletons that bypassed your tank's defenses. Now, these skeletons were very weak, and counterable by attacking them, by identifying them when they randomly spawned and killing them. So on the fly, by having high levels of perception and skill as a human being while playing, you could still farm it, but it added this extra layer where if you didn't see that skeleton, it would bypass all your defenses and do ridiculous amounts of damage to you. And because they did stuff like that, and because they added the Doom fight and all that kind of stuff, it remained really interesting content through till today. While the Fissure of Woe, released at the exact same time, never had all those quality of life updates. And if you watch a speed clear of the Fissure of Woe versus a speed clear of the Underworld, it's way easier, and you can super cheese out the Fissure of Woe, and it's not, you know, it's not that great. So it's just a matter of consistently looking back at what they've made and updating it. But yeah, like there were 2 levels of it. There's, you know, an 8-man speed clear where you do it all at once. Underworld particular was really fun. The idea was you'd have 8 players and each would go to a different area and solo a different area. You'd be like miles away from the other players on the map, miles away on your own, and it was up to you to clear that section of the Underworld without dying, without messing up. And then if everybody managed to complete their job, you'd all meet up together again in the end and you'd get your reward. How cool is that? Again, Guild Wars 2 doesn't do that. Maybe Salvation Pass can introduce some idea like that, because I think that could be really cool. You know, you have 5 different areas that people have to go to, so you take your 10-man team and everyone has to split into pairs, and each pair has to succeed in one of the 5 places. How cool is that? Underworld speed clear style. Yeah, we do get credit even if we don't finish it. But you had that, and then you had the low man stuff. And for Domain of Anguish, I never did the 8-man stuff. I did like a couple of speed clears like that. And you know, you'd be the dedicated tank for a dedicated area or whatever. But in general, I was more just, you know, my primary farm was Foundry plus City of Talker, using a 600 tank, a Smite Bonder, and a Famine Ranger. And that was it. 600 Famine Smite, I think is what we called it. Can't even remember. That's what I did mostly. And then we started playing with the idea of actually clearing Gloom first before the Foundry, and we would 3-man, 3 wings of the entire thing. And then it was like, wow, we can finish the whole thing. Let's try and figure out Stygian Vale, and the rest is what I've been talking to you about. Alright, I'll wait here. Hopefully 2 more people get through. We got race participation. Okay, yeah, and then there's stuff like Urson. So yes, when Eye of the North first came out, one of the Norn skills was horrendously overpowered, and you just have everyone run Urson. And you would just run that for every area of the game ever. It was just Urson way, Urson way, Urson way. Yeah, I did a little bit of that, but not too much. And you'd use Urson to clear whatever the balls you wanted. What was particularly lame about Urson was it required you to rep grind loads of Norn stuff, get loads of faction with the Norn so that your Urson skill was stronger so that you could get in those teams. I love this. Look at chat right now. Look at all the old builds people are talking about. Yes, so the idea of splitting up the deep force splitting. See, what was cool about the Underworld was the Underworld didn't force you to split up, okay? So let's say Queensdale suddenly became a hardcore raid, all right? Just the map of Queensdale became a raid. Never happened, obviously. But the ultimate objective of the hardcore of Queensdale is here there's a special quest that you do, there's a special quest, there's a special quest involving the centaurs, there's a special quest involving the shadow behemoth, here's a special quest involving a giant fish in a lake, and here is a special quest over here. So there's 6 quests, alright? And the ultimate objective is to complete all 6 of them, and once you complete all 6, it spawns a giant boss in the very center that you kill and get an epic reward, alright? Now, that's basically what Underworld was. You could only have 8 people in, you had to do it. Oh, wait, what? Bounty failed? No. Okay, we can end this early.
How will your endeavors progress?
Let it end early. Give my good credit. Excellent. But the actual map layout and design, right? What you could do is you could take your 10 people and you could do quest 1, and then you could do quest 2 as a big group, and then quest 3 as a big group, and quest 4 as a big group, and quest 5, quest 6, quest 7, quest 8, blah, 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 blah. And that's how it was originally designed. But you could also, and with that scenario, you'd have like a big team comp that actually absolutely blitzes through all the mobs. That you could do that, and that's what I did in my video of it, but with heroes instead of players, which was a real challenge, might I add. But what you could also do is you could have a person who's got a very specific build that can complete quest 1. It can only complete quest 1. It is perfect for maybe quest 1 and quest 3, and that's it. So you have a guy go do that, and out of the gate you have a guy go here, you have a guy go here, here, and everyone solos it all at once, all to meet up again at the end. And that's the idea of, you know, an 8-man speed clear where everyone splits up. Alright, so you could have like a low-man speed clear where just 3 people do this, so you get tons of loot. You go a bit slower, but you get all the loot for yourself, and you can sell the other slots to other people and get shit tons of money. Right? So you do it all as a team, but very slowly, and you get a lot of money out of it. Or you can complete the whole thing really fast with 8 people, and then just do it again, and do it again, do it again, do it again. So, you know, that's what Underworld was. The Deep, it was different. The Deep was, okay, you've got a long map, and there is no option of everybody going at once. The Deep is like, okay, your team's going to get split in 3 instantly. And you'll regroup later, but then we're going to try and split you up again with this gate like mechanic where people run through and the gate closes, and then the people have to get to the end, and then the gate opens and lets everyone else through. But people would cheese it by teleporting past the gate anyway. And then over here we might try and split you up, and that's like forced splitting, if that makes sense. So it's different design wise. And of course, just from that you can see how different our raid is in this game. This raid is just like there's no splitting and there's no choice either. It's just go through and do a low man if you want and sell pass, which is what people do. For a lot of money as well, which is kind of crazy. Okay, so that's done. What else do we want on this account, maybe? Well, there's only 1 bounty. We only get the bounty if all 3 die, though. Anyone want me to pop anything? I don't know if I can be bothered to do another bounty. In fact, I know I can't. I can't be bothered to do another bounty. See, this account's got 42. Who tried Dervish Way? Can't remember the name of it now. I don't know what Dervish Way was. I've never heard of that. Do I bother clearing Spirit Veil every week now? I got 33 insights and it just doesn't feel worth it anymore. Really? You're insane. Yeah, I do it. Jesus Christ, the chance that you're going to get like 700 gold each week, you're damn right I'm going to do it. And I got like 3 ascended armor pieces in a row. Do you know how good that is for getting my more ascended gear? And the magnetite shards, I would just be able to buy straight up a thing at some point. I have far less shards than if I'd got my max amount, I'd be well over 1,000 shards right now. But yeah, like I'll go in the raid. The rewards are really good. Plus, it's a lot of fun to go hang out with my friends and, you know. Do a low man. You're saying it's like it's easy and anyone can do it, low man. Low man. No, I'm not saying it's easy. I'm saying people do it. Smite crawlers could be farmed with an elementalist ranger using obsidian flesh. Obsidian flesh is one of those skills that I think transitioned between GW1 and GW2 really well. Like, it was so impactful in Guild Wars 1. Like, a hyper high energy cost skill, immune to spells, high amounts of damage resist. How cool is that? And then in Guild Wars 2, just bang, straight up, invulnerable. It's cool. The effect on it could look a bit better, but still. Okay. Alright, I think that's okay. Nobody said that they want me to repop something. But I don't think anything will cost more than 1k tokens next wing, and a couple of hundred above that, so... Yeah, but what I want... I'll show you guys. Because I actually want to figure this out. I want to figure out exactly how much it's going to cost me. I haven't been in there on my Daredevil yet. I would like to try it on Daredevil at some point. Now that I've done the Jackson X video, I can maybe play around with some other builds. WP, will you stream a raid? I streamed an attempt of a raid with Twitch chat and map visual during the betas. But I don't think I'll be streaming other raids. Do adrenal mushrooms give you max initiative? That would be really cool if they did. In fact, I think they should. Get on that arena net. God, it just feels so good to move around on this, you know? Stop. By the way, when the raid first came out, everyone was bitching about the fact that everyone would LFG here and then no one would do the meta, and it was such a big problem and blah blah blah. And I said at the time, I said it doesn't matter because after a while, nobody's going to be stood out here anyway. They're going to use LFG, and oh look what happened. Sometimes there's way too much discussion on something that really doesn't matter. Can I put a YouTube link of Underworld Tier 1 practice where a friend had 1 HP when it went wrong, WP? Yeah, you can. You might need a mod to give you permission if any mods are around at the moment. But if not, it's... I can't just... it's just going to be a bit too much of a pain. I could learn how to individually permit someone, but I haven't spent the time, so sorry about that. Oh, what am I doing? You go this way. Yeah, I haven't done the raid yet this week. We do it on Tuesday nights. Actually, I think it's Wednesday night we're doing it this week. Okay, Priory Scholar. So, I don't want any unique skins really. I mean, the shield does look cool. These are still worth. Like, it's kind of like I could guarantee get like 500 gold if I want, just by buying one of these and selling it. I kind of want to wear one as well, you know. I don't know, man. I don't know. Definitely the minis aren't worth it. But yeah, this. So if I've got 700 and I already have the chest piece, which I do. Oh gosh. Oh, Bug's hosting. Thank you, Bug. I'm about to go off. Like, literally, this is bad timing. I'm sorry to everyone who's just arrived here. This is bad timing because I am about to disappear. But yeah, so we've got 700 shards. So I already have the chest, so we don't have to worry about coast, which is the most expensive. So 150, 300s, 450, 5, 6, 25. 625 and then 8, so it's 900 for a full set minus the coat. 900? Am I getting them right? So that's not too bad. See, and then what I could do is I could do this, and I'll just have another Ascended set, and then I think I may finally have my Ascended Assassin's Light, which will make me very happy. I also got as well on list the other day a back piece, an Ascended back piece from Sabbatha that not only could be chosen could be stat selectable, but actually offered stats that are only Heart of Thorns stats, and only it's only available through that back piece. There is no other way to get a Minstrel's Ascended back piece, and guess what I got? The original skin was was that. This is exactly what I got here, right? It was Sabbath's Scorcher. I could stat select it. I put it on Minstrels. And contains contents extremely volatile, authorization from Sabbath required. And it actually kind of fits her gear as well. Look at that. Look how cool that is. But it's her Minstrel set, so... I don't know why sometimes it does that. But it's cool. It's not a bad back piece. I like it anyway. And so yeah, that's pretty rare. I hadn't heard of anyone else getting one of those in my group. So the raids have been good to me, I'd say. But yeah. Yeah, it's very late. Well, to be honest with you, Richie, yesterday I started streaming even later than this. So we just did guild missions today and we're done. Alright guys, I am going to stay online. I've got guild stuff that I need to sort out. I need to build... Oh, screw it. Let's do it right now. Let's do it right now. We've got decorations too. And then there was something else as well. And someone wanted me to withdraw materials from the guild bank. So let's quickly do that. Which, by the way, if you missed yesterday's stream, we had a huge donation. The prizes available for future tournaments are getting insane. We have a Ghostly Infusion. We have a Preserved Queen Bee. We have a full-on Sunrise to give away. A full-on Twilight to give away. We have a Berserker's Lightward Battle Staff, which I'm not actually sure the value of. Whisper Blade, a Leyline Staff Skin. We have 800... Why is there another 300 gold? Who did that? Arcanus Nathan, what the balls? Alright, we've also got a lot of money for upgrades and giveaways. Oh, we got to figure this out. And then people wanted all of this stuff to get pulled out, so let's actually take the messy stuff out. Elderwood, Mithril, 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 Elderwood, Leyline Tools, Elderwood. Let's clean up our prize thingy. What we should do is we should set it up so that people's donations come in down here. Well, like material stuff is down here and then prizes are up here. That'd be kind of cool. But I think Treasure Trove anyone can pull in and out of right now, so I won't mess around with that just yet. But how cool is that? Like, really? Okay, so with all of that stuff, we wanted, I believe it was mining rate 4 we can get. But let's not get mining rate 4. Someone's been waiting for Decorations 2 for a while. Decorations 2 expands the vendor so that we've got even more stuff we can place down. And I'll show you guys a preview of that. Mayo said it could have been my fault. I accidentally deposited 50G. You guys are awesome. How good of a prize does it need to be though to get people to, you know, more invested and more people enjoying it? I still love the smiley face. Like, what I don't want is you guys to feel like you've wasted your money. That's what I don't want. How do we enter for those giveaways? The giveaways are for participating in mini games like the Zombies tournament we did, like 1v1, like 1v1v1, like the next one we're going to do, which I think is going to be some kind of labyrinth-style assault game type where you have to attack the enemy base and plant the bomb in their base, essentially. All right, check it out. We need to local record here, so you just give it a second. Recording started. I'm thinking of moving away from Shadow Play back to DX Story. I'm looking forward to it. So this was, we needed Market Restoration 2, which is what I did the other day. That's what built the airship and all of that stuff. That's what enabled Brian Clutchall to you know, get access to more stuff. A lot of linseed oil. You guys are doing amazing. The sandpaper, the outerwood, and then some dragonite. And that's not actually going to add a new NPC, but what it's done is the decorations vendor over here is now much happier. And, oh wait, no, wow, what? She sells Divine Lucky Envelopes for a commendation though? No, thank you. No, thank you. That is so not worth it. I guess everybody moved around. This is cool. All right, and now what it should have done, yeah, is unlock the stuff down here. So it's boulder, planter, shrub, tree, pedestal. So see what this stuff's like. I've heard that decorating guild halls with plants and stuff is one of the best things you can do or something. Alright, so let's go decorations. Plants. So we got a shrub. Oh, it's in a pot. I wanted just like a hedge that I could drop. Alright, well that's not too bad. Okay. What else we got? Basic planter. Ooh, we got like crates we can drop. There's nothing in it though. I want to plant a berry in it, like Pokemon style. God. What were the other things? Oh, flagpole, right? Flagpole, before we had to spend commendations on those. Oh, no, it wasn't that. Oh, we got a basic tree, though. Tree. Oh, there you go. Basic tree. Oh, that's not... Why are they in pots, though? I suppose it makes more sense that they're in pots. So we can just spam trees out all over the place. They're only 50 silver each, so it's really not too bad. Pedestal and a boulder. How big's the boulder, I wonder? This is cool. Ah, this feels really rewarding. And the way that the guild is currently designed, guys, is any of you can come and do this. What I'm actually going to do, since the tournament, I removed people's permission. Over the next few days, while we're not streaming, you guys can have some fun and decorate to your heart's content. So, Ultra Spuds have been able to do it for a while. We'll add those back. And then regular Spuds as well. As long as you have contributed to the guild, you can now decorate and do what you like for the next few days. You can come to this NPC, you can buy stuff, you can queue stuff in your in the assembly queue, and use resonance. And the decorating rank should, yeah, can do that as well. And basically have fun, guys. And then what I'll do is I might even be able to make a video out of it. I'll check out everything that you guys have made by the end of the week. There's already that really cool place that we went to before. So decorations, and then I don't know, well, boulder we saw, and then pedestal. Oh, here you go. It's a trophy. What? Why is it a trophy? I just bought it. Oh, to represent getting decoration vendor 2 and a high price or 50 silver. This trophy will be your friend. Wow, we got some chat Garen eyes. Oh, this is amazing. The more that you get, guys, the Spud Club is going to become one day the definitive, you know, decoration. We're going to have it all, guys. We're going to work on the statuary. It's going to be good. How do we get the statues? How do you do this stuff? Really not sure right now. Anyway, there you go, guys. That's the stream for today. Thank you very much for tuning in. Thanks so much for helping us get some favor. Thanks for helping us build stuff up. We've already got 3,000 Ethereum again, by the way, so we can start spending more things. I'm staying in-game. Send me a message if there's something that I missed. If you want to get in contact with me for any way, I'm very contactable for the next half an hour or so, I would guess. But yeah, hope you guys all have a great time. Thanks for watching. Have a very spuddy day. Thanks for the host, Richie. And be sure to go check out some other channels as well, guys. And we'll see you next time for now, though. Catch you later, everyone.